All right, Neil's back. You feeling better?
No, a little bit.
What's up with you?
Blood pressure, high blood pressure, bad headaches.
Ooh.
I was doing a lot better when I got up this morning, but then the last hour and a half, a lot of idiots coming in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, Troy Stratford, Clarence.
Oh.
And so now, by the time I'm through with them, I'm ready to, go back to bed.
Don't let it get you.
Yeah, right.
Do what you told me. Just think about that check.
Yeah. If you'd have been in the same position as I was Friday night at Pompano Park, finding out that they're trying to extort money from your clients, you wouldn't have been too happy about it either.
You were at Pompano?
Pissed off.
Pompano had a problem with us?
Oh no, they don't have a problem with us. They have a problem that I didn't know about.
That's okay. At least they called on them. Gulfstream called her last week, closing weekend.
Yeah.
Nobody called them to get copy.
Well, that's because the place is in total state of disarray. I hate to sound negative, but the place is, in case you haven't noticed, is in a total state of disarray. And no matter what the question is, who's the general manager this week? I don't know. No matter what day of the week is it? I don't know. So. Yeah, they were trying to squeeze $5,000 out of Pompano to fund this Best of Neil 30th anniversary CD, which we're not going to have one, by the way, and it wasn't my idea in the first place. But nobody ever bothered to tell me about that. And I told Steve Wolf, I said, if you people pay that money, I'm going to be so pissed off. I said, don't do it. Cancel it. And they did. Can you imagine that with the millions of dollars in damage that they just had there and just, missed a month of racing and they're trying to, put their whole program back together again? And, and just go and put the full court press. Let's blow them off the air. I've only had them on for 30 years.
They, to let spots go away, it's not like we were oversold here.
Mm-hmm.
And that's, you just don't get that money back.
It all comes back to a stiffy again. You were right. Like I told you last week, you sure had your thumb on it about him.
Yep.
Boy.
No question. So.
Yeah.
Gulfstream opens today.
Well, I hope you'll be at Calder betting it.
I will not be there.
Oh. No, I said at Calder betting.
I know. I'm done. The opening day card is brutal. 8 races.
In fact, I noticed, I read in the paper because I was there for the 3 days over the weekend, and believe you me, I don't want to come back there anytime soon. But they're encouraging people, go to Calder and bet Gulfstream because we don't want you to see the place isn't finished yet, and we don't want you to be disappointed.
Well, they're smart that way. I took the tour on Saturday, and it's going to be the slot emporium is going to be incredible. There are not a lot of seats facing the racetrack.
That's probably a good idea.
Yeah, right. Why would you want to see the racing?
Yeah, right.
So, they've got this big centerpiece walking circle that's behind the building that is spectacular looking, but it's, they're going to, you sit there and watch races on big monitors.
Mm-hmm.
And, these simulcast rooms, it's all about that. I think they only have about 3,000 or 4,000 seats that actually will face the racetrack.
That's enough.
Yeah. Well, some days. But it'll be nice. I'm not going to judge it. Let the other people do that. See how they like it.
That's right. Go out there and plunge your guts out.
Yep.
And please go to Pompano Park because they got to defray the cost of that $5,000 that they're not going to pay, but they might have had to pay. I wonder how many. I got the literature because Steve Wolf gave it to me, so I have the evidence. It's really scary. I'm going to talk about this on the show today. It's frightening to me, and I knew nothing about this. Absolutely nothing.
I didn't either. So is that Troy's account?
Yes.
Oh,
he was in there for 50 minutes this morning trying to give me a stroke. So I take back what I've always said, about Troy Stratford. Nice guy, just not a sales guy. He's not a nice guy. He's just a self-serving. He's just a regular sales hole. Siphoning the commission off a lot of accounts that we've had on for years. It's really sad. So I think like Gulfstream, what we ought to do is say, hey, all you radio people out there, all you listeners, go over to 790 and try them. We'll let you know. We'll start running maybe an ad campaign. We'll run a sandwich board. Maybe we'll get one of those planes that flies the message like Jeff Cohen does, those banner planes. Okay, the coast is clear. You can come back now. We got our act back together again. We know what we're doing. It's amazing to me. It's just astonishing.
I went and saw an advertiser of mine on Sunday. I'm beginning to feel like, the people I'm endorsing, I want to go see them to make sure everything's okay.
Yeah. Well, no, what I started to say is I have no idea how many more of these things have been passed out and how much more money they're trying to extort from sponsors, you know. I get the feeling that the company is trying to make it into a money grab for themselves. Remember that online auction they had, that embarrassment?
Remember
that?
This is your time we're on right now.
And I said to Clarence, I said, what the hell's that all? He says, oh, well, it's another revenue stream for the company. Yeah, I said, stream on this.
Yeah.
Stream my ass.
Mr. Company Man.
Oh, by the way, the coal miners, they're all still alive. It was a mistake. First they were alive,
yeah,
then they
how
were
about
dead.
that?
Now we're going to say they're alive again.
Oh, they are?
Let's just say it.
Oh, yeah, they told the families now that, we made a mistake. They're dead.
Yeah,
for
3 hours.
They died?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not fun.
And we're supposed to all be whipped up into a frenzy about that. There's people dying all over the place every day. But this is the TV event du jour, you know? Mm-hmm. Like the other day, it was the fires in Oklahoma. Hour after hour after hour. Thank God there was a lot of football games on. That's all I can tell you.
Yeah.
Man.
Lots of games to bet on.
Yeah. Not a good pick on that Dolphin-Patriot game, by the way.
No. Well, I didn't know the Patriots.
I saw on ESPN Saturday morning, or was it Sunday? When
I had a bad day.
Yeah.
Well, you know something? I didn't know that Brady was going to play a quarter.
And then Belichick's got the nerve to get, as much as I love him, he's got the nerve to come out and say, we didn't tank that game. How could anybody say that?
They totally
they played the starters for one quarter,
yeah.
And the fact that they had Flutie do that drop kick, that should tell you how seriously
they didn't want to see Pittsburgh in the first round. That's what that was all about.
I'll guarantee you that when that kid came off, remember after they scored the last touchdown, there were like a couple seconds left?
Yeah.
And that kid, Matt Castle, whatever his name is, the quarterback, he went over to the sideline. I guarantee you Belichick told him, if you complete this pass, don't ever show up here again.
The guy was open.
Yeah. He was wide open.
Yeah.
And he overthrew him by like 10 yards.
Yeah. Then the ball wasn't close to him.
Now, who would you rather play? Pittsburgh, which is
That's what I'm saying.
Or would you rather play Jacksonville, which is like, got a good record, but they're basically a girls' team?
Well, we'll see. But they, they definitely didn't want to see Pittsburgh. There was no question about that. And now they won't see Pittsburgh either because.
And you notice in the second quarter, after they took Brady out and the starters, the crowd started getting really pissed off, and I don't blame them. You know, if you're going to tank a game and not play the starters, don't charge. Give people a rebate. Give them their money back. Those people have been loyal for a long time. Give them their money back.
Right. Good luck with that.
Yeah.
So anyway, I picked up the paper today, and the lead on the Penn State game is in Florida State. 2 old men shared a late night out, and I'm thinking it's me and Eddie Kaplan.
Yeah. Speaking of old men, I'm so glad you brought that up. Now, this Joe Pa, which I've never liked him in the first place, something about him annoys me. But his behavior on the sideline, if it was any other coach anywhere in the U.S., he would have gotten kicked out in the first quarter. They'd have kicked his ass off the field. He's like a half a step away from Woody Hayes. He behaves like a crazy person.
He's been like that for a couple of years now.
Every single play, he's swearing and screaming, and the veins are popping out of his forehead. He's a crazy person.
I mean, I really don't give a damn what you guys think.
Yeah, that's it. That's him. Crazy person. Oh, and I learned something the other day when I was watching the Notre Dame game in high definition. I kept reaching in there, patting Brady Quinn on the shoulder, trying to give him some encouragement, but they were outmanned.
Yeah.
But I learned something, that Woody Hayes claimed that he never played Notre Dame, never put him on the schedule, because he didn't want to divide the Ohio Catholics, their loyalties. Well, what a cop-out that is. That's such a freaking lie.
Right.
Man. These empire-building coaches, the Bear Bryant and Bobby Bowden and all these other guys, get a life already, will you please? What is that? What is that all about?
That is their life.
That's pretty sad.
Well,
very sad.
Well, I'm glad I hope you're feeling better.
No, I was feeling pretty good this morning, and now my head is. I might just go back to bed. I mean, I did the crossover. We had a pretty good time here this morning. I might just go back to bed.
Yeah, I'll do the rest of the show
until they stop bugging the crap out of me.
George is here.
Crap.
George is here.
Yeah, George is there. Thank God for him being there yesterday, because there's no way I could have done that show.
Yeah.
I had a trip back here from hell. Oh, that's another thing. I don't know if you fly Fort Lauderdale or Miami Airport.
Fort Lauderdale.
That was my first experience there in years. Now, coming in, it was okay on Friday. It was fine. But I came back. It's my bad, although maybe it's like this every day. But I came back, what the hell day did I come back? Monday.
What?
Monday, which was the
day,
New Year's holiday.
Busiest day of the year.
Oh, my God. That place was a madhouse.
Yeah.
And then you go through security, and they have this zigzag line that just zigs and zags, and it goes on forever. And you think, is there ever any, like, security check, or is this just a joke? Man, that place was just, they have too many flights. I was in Terminal 4, Air Canada, and they have too many damn flights. Like, every 5 feet, there's another flight. They got, like, 4 seats, you know. And everybody's standing and milling around, and my flight was an hour late because the incoming was an hour delayed because of mechanical. And I'm like wandering around and wandering, like here's San Juan, and here's Montego Bay, and here's Jamaica Mon, and et cetera. Speaking of Jamaica Mon, speaking of Jamaica, do you know that there's a population of Jamaica of 2 million people, and you know how many murders they had last year?
How many?
1,630.
2
million population.
The Beasleys have a house down there.
Huh?
Did you know the Beasleys have a house there?
Well, that's a good place for them. I finally figured out what the Jamaicans like the best. A good machine gun. Man.
They've always had high crime rate there.
A good machine gun. Yeah, they like killing each other. At any rate, have a great day. Don't lose too much on that opening day card. You know, you got to see.
I will not be there. I'm not gambling today.
Come on.
I'm not.
What kind of spirit is that? They need your money.
That's
those horses are hungry, man.
They're having a soft opening, like they call it.
Yeah. Oh, I know some people like that.
But I'll be out Saturday.
That's what I heard about Screw-Ann.
I wouldn't know, but I'm saving myself for Saturday.
Okay.
Okay?
What's Saturday?
That's when I'll be going back. They're not racing again until Saturday after today.
Oh, I see. Now, are we going to have spots on promoting this or not?
I don't think they're advertising. No, Gulfstream is not running a lot of advertising for them.
I see.
They don't want people there.
You're right.
Until they get their act together.
Hey, listen, all you people out there, Gulfstream opens today, but don't go there, whatever you do.
In fact, last year, they gave the other station the budget, which makes me think they didn't want any people there last year either.
Yeah. So. And I'm sure they succeeded very well. Have a great day.
Hey, you too.
And I'll call you from bed.
Hope you're feeling better.
See ya.
My God, your breasts are beautiful.
The Patriot Act is still allowed. The government is still in your face. They poke their nose where it don't belong, so they can eavesdrop on you. All your civil rights are gone away. They can put a camera in your room. Our forefathers wouldn't be so proud. Rolling in the graves now. Now you'll know exactly what it's like to lose your Bill of Rights. With the preamble they've wiped their heinies.
Rectum.
Okay, church, do her stuff, but my grandma's not an Al-Qaeda. My phone calls can be tapped by paparazzi, they can do that. Jennifer Aniston, boobs are out, and there ain't nothing she can do. Soon you'll find out what it's like to have no private life.
Abu Ghraib.
10:13, 560 WQAM, Wednesday, January the 4th. My first show of the new year. You excited about that or what?
No,
I'm not.
I'm a little scared, actually.
Why is that?
Because I'm afraid that you might fall over any minute.
I just might after that. You know, if those people, I'm going to make you the bodyguard of the audio from now on.
Yeah,
I mean, if Duff comes in, that's okay, because he's supposedly selling the show, which is about the time somebody does. But if those other people come in, like the sales holes or Clarence especially, just tell them, get out. Just leave the old man alone.
Just walk away.
That's right. Well, you were ear witness to it, like about an hour nonstop aggravation this morning. Bop, 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 you know.
And I chewed all my fingernails off the whole while.
Were you really?
Yeah. Especially doing that Troy thing, I could just hear, your blood pressure.
Well, I finally got up and walked out. I went and made my bacon, my microwave bacon. I just couldn't take no more. You know, you're not fooling anybody, Troy. All you are is just another sales hole that wants to take the money and stuff it in your pocket, which we all got to eat. You know, that's fine. But that's it. Everything I have to do is for him. And what am I going to drive a Corvette? Ho, ho, ho. You're an idiot, Troy. You're just a skinhead idiot. And I hope you and the sales manager have a great life together. Maybe he and Curtis can elope. And that's Curtis Raymond Burr, by the way. I don't want anybody to think we're talking about Curtis Stevenson, who we like a lot, who's a good guy, who's on the air.
Right.
This is our sales mangler back there, who's very thin-skinned and very uptight and doesn't communicate with the talent because he can't handle it and because he's drowning in a sea of incompetence. But nevertheless, 10:14. We hope you had a great New Year. We hope that the year brings us all wonderful nachas, as somebody would say. And it is that time of the year again for those New Year's resolutions. This year you have the best chance to lose weight and get healthy again. Balance for life. And this year we're going to help the beast out and get him ready for his wedding day by providing him and his lovely bride, by the way, with gourmet meals from Balance for Life. Little Spy told me his bride could lose an ounce or two. That's just what I'm hearing. Anyway, what could be easier than getting 3 gourmet meals and 2 delicious snacks delivered right to your doorstep every day at your home, your work, your pup tent, and still lose the weight? Why would you want to join a gym, fight the traffic, fight the crowds in the gym, follow somebody on a sweaty machine, wait for the cardio equipment, and then quit after just a few weeks out of frustration, and worse yet, still a big fat tub? So relax this year. Sign up for the easy way to do it, Balance for Life. Get a weekly menu of menu selections and let them do all the work for you. The meals come right to your doorstep, and you will lose weight. They bring you that magic sack, and in that sack is your food for the entire day. Sit back and eat gourmet meals as your friends and coworkers are rushing off in the dead of winter to the gym, snacking on carrot sticks and rice cakes, and we know how bad the dead of winter is in South Florida, Troy. So get in the zone with Balance for Life. Call them now toll-free, 1-866-225-4543. Aren't you concerned about the dead of winter?
Yes.
I'm being concerned about being dead in winter. Call Balance for Life toll-free, 1-866-225-4543, or check them on the web, balanceforlife.com. Don't wait. Make that New Year's resolution a reality this year finally, for real. Call Balance for Life today, 1-866-225-4543.
This is Neil Rogers. This is 560 QAM.
Who's going to give Ricky a blow?
In an isolated region of the West comes the heartwarming story everyone is talking about. What started as a fishing trip became something much more. Jake Gyllenhaal and Oates stars in Brokeback Mountain.
They broke my back! I can't move! Hello?
The critics are raving about Brokeback Mountain. It's about a man with a broken back on a mountain.
I think that was a wolf. That was a grizzly.
Oh my, I'm lost. Now where am I?
That sounded like a homosexual.
Oh my goodness, you're hurt.
Yep, definitely a homosexual.
Brokeback Mountain, rated S for extreme stupidity.
Now, I'm sure neither one of you have seen that. What?
That's a good one.
Come on.
No, we haven't.
A little bit too
well, no,
gay.
I can't
guys?
speak for Josh. He might have seen it.
Yeah, I think Josh saw it twice. He liked it so much. Anyway, here's your poll from, here's my poll from yesterday.
That's right.
So I don't want you taking credit for it.
It's all yours.
Because I was all set to come in yesterday, but boy, too sick for that. And it was long overdue for a few sick days. Like today sounds good. Wasn't I just talking not too long ago about it's been at least a couple of years since I had even one sick day?
That's right. Well, just save them up for the end.
I feel like it might be the end. That's the way I felt, let's see, last night.
Please, don't let these people be your undoing.
That's true.
How embarrassing would that
people voting for stale on the poll. I like that. That's why I put it on there. I see Mo and his wife have voted 9 times apiece. Why is America so much into guns? Why is it the American... Well, guess what? It is 1,426 votes. They love my poll, man.
Mm-hmm.
I may be old and fat and faggy and stale, but they love my poll. Why is America so much into guns? It's the American effing way, baby. 622. All right, and you're right, it is. And they're exporting it up here, too. It's part of our culture, 191, because they're basically violent, 146. They don't trust each other, 138. Americans are just scared schmittless, 109. Where did that one come from? Was that one of my choices?
Someone called it in, so I...
Get out of here. Because they can be, 89. They don't trust the government, 72. They sure beat bows and arrows, 48. Yeah, I'll take my guns against your bows and arrows most of the days of the week. And they love Chuck Heston movies, 11. How do you like that? Well, he had a tremendous impact.
You son of a bitch.
On America, especially with those nice spandex pants. As he goes waddling away. Oh, you know what was on again the other night? Fahrenheit 9/11.
Cool.
And everybody ought to be forced to watch it. They ought to be forced with toothpicks in their eyes to sit back and... But they won't, and they don't care, and they're all worried about the coal miners in West Virginia who were alive, and then they were dead. Now they're still dead, but who knows? Maybe next hour they'll be alive again. It's like magic. Oh, and speaking of magic, oh, my God. You know, Bob Hamilton, you are the Antichrist?
Bad mistake.
Wow. I was there those 3 days, so, you know, I get in the car, drive up to Pompano Park, and I'll get to that. I got the 2 pages of evidence here, Troy. I'm going to rip you an ass and your buddy Curtis, Raymond, whatever his name is, Burr. He's going to have burrs in his saddle by the time I get through. What a scam. No matter what you're involved in with this company, it turns into a scam. In addition to which, a bad scam. You know, it's one thing to be a good scam artist like Jack Abramoff, at least for a while anyway. He was doing pretty good, yeah.
What did they say?
And isn't it convenient? Isn't it convenient for these talking head channels that we got the coal mine disaster now to take up 95% of the time as opposed to talk about Jack Abramoff and Tom DeLay and what's the other guy's name from Ohio? Bob Bonet.
Mm-hmm.
Just take up all the time talking about the coal mining disaster. And last couple of days ago, it was the wildfires in Oklahoma and Texas, and the plane with the emergency landing at Logan in Boston. Right. It's always something that we get on it for hour after hour, so we don't have to talk about this other stuff, all these crooks in Washington. And this latest business, they're saying, might actually go back to the executive branch, is what they're saying.
Up to 200 people might be tainted by that.
Right. Tain't a lie either, man. It's bad news. So here's today's pool that we're doing. I'm starting to feel like my left hand is, you know what I'm saying? I think I'm going to... I just said that for your benefit. No, it's true. A little bit, just a little touch.
No, I'm having a heart attack.
Since Clarence was in there. I might as well die on the air and there. My phone is ringing out. That means the Boca disc probably just showed up downstairs. I might just go and get it, you know, or not. I'm not going to sample it on the air because, you know, I'm not going to go into it. There are so many loose ends, you know, just hanging all over the place. And it's like, we don't know nothing. We don't know, and nobody tells us anything. You know, Clarence, it's one thing to go through life as a total quisling. It's another thing to open up a mouth, have a little pair of balls, and say, you know, what's the story here? What's going on, Greg? But evidently we don't have anybody in the building that's got the cojones to do that. Here's today's poll. We did this a long time ago, and years ago, as a matter of fact. But back then, there were only like a couple of choices, you know, like 3 choices. And I thought, well, let's give them a lot more bad choices, give them a chance for a cheap shot, even though they're all listening, of course, or they wouldn't be on our website. Right. Neil Rogers is very entertaining, 170 out of 408, 405, whatever the hell it is. A voice of reason, 85. A genius, 55. Yeah, can't you tell?
Mm-hmm.
A freaking genius. A fat old fag, 42. Well, there's no debating that.
Right, that's why I voted that.
A panic, 27. That's what I voted because I find myself most amusing. A panic, 27. A laugh riot. Stale, 18. So that's Mo and his wife voting 9 times each. Divisive, 5. Boring, 4. And a bigot, 1. Ah! Yeah, there you go.
No,
so there's a little something for everybody on there, right?
The people that voted boring, man.
Yeah.
It's boring,
well,
but they're listening.
No matter what choice you put on there, you're going to get something. That's why I put them on there. Now, thank God I'm not as exciting as most of the people that call radio talk shows, like the ones you had on Monday, which you told me about.
All 5 of them, yeah.
I was in transit. No, anyway, that thing with Fort Lauderdale Airport, I'm kind of debating whether I ever want to fly out of there again. Now, Hank is right. That is the busiest, probably that and Thanksgiving are the 2 busiest days of the year as far as flying.
Yeah.
But that place was a zoo. Just insane. And they've got like 7,000 different flights all departing from the same terminal there, and they're all like about 10 feet apart. And they got all these long lines, and everybody's in a total state of panic. And seriously, they got about 15 seats for, my flight was sold out, so there was like 170 people on my flight. Well, how can 170 people stick their fat ass in, 15, 20, 30 seats?
About 30, man.
Huh?
Yeah.
Can't do it.
Well, if you
and so everybody's milling all around. So finally, the plane's an hour coming in, an hour late leaving. And they finally start boarding the flight, and they put the gimps on. Of course, it's Fort Lauderdale, so there's got to be at least 2-3 wheelchairs. And they're starting to load them out. Well, once they put the gimps on, it means they're going to have pre-boarding, and momentarily.
Right.
So unlike Air Canada and Miami International, which is always very orderly and very calm and very, or in Pearson the same way, no chaos. And all of a sudden, here come all these idiots pushing forward. And I thought, oh, geez, I'm in Europe again. This is like KLM Part 2. Oh, you weren't when I came back from Amsterdam. You didn't hear about my KLM deal on the 747?
That means you might have to repeat it all over again.
And about getting on the plane after this chaotic, insane boarding. And, ladies and gentlemen, one of the carts, what do they call it, is the catering trucks. one of the catering trucks hit the plane this morning, and maintenance failed to notice that there was a damage to the aircraft. So we're all going to have to offload the plane, get your luggage, and we got another 747 at the gate next door, and that was that. Traveling is becoming a real pain in the grass, you know?
Yeah, I know.
And then, of course, you had your story, and that was just by car.
Yeah.
Well, you talked about. I guess you talked about it at length yesterday.
On whenever it was, Friday, I think, or I guess I came back on the air. When was it? Tuesday? Hey, it's all been a blur.
Oh.
Whenever it was.
Whenever the hell it was.
Yeah.
Well, we're still in the middle of the holidays at QAM, so don't bother us, okay? We're still on busman's vacation, so leave us
a real
alone.
show tomorrow or
That's right. We'll let you know when we're going to do a real show on a real station with a real sales manager and a real general manager and a real whatever. And a real bunch of scam going on back there with promotions. By the way, you ought to get Mikhail in there and give him a spanking while he's at it.
Wow.
Now, I know he did say something to me about I wouldn't have to put the seed money up this year and they were going to go out and get... but he never gave me any specifics about that, and he certainly didn't let me know they were going to try to rate my good sponsors for $5,000. Huh?
Yeah.
I mean, the seed money I put up, and it wouldn't have bothered me to put up the $10,000. That's what I give to the charity every year anyway when we do this thing. Wouldn't have bothered me. But no, let's go out there and try to screw up some accounts. Let's try to, we don't have that many left, so let's try to screw over the few that Neil's got left. 28 past 10 at QAM. There's still time to get the best prices on 2005 and 6 Fords from the folks at Armstrong Ford of Homestead. It's Ford. Keep it simple pricing. The price you see is the price you get. No tags to look for, no hassles to get tangled up in, and no gimmicks to steer clear of. The price you see is the price you get. Keep it simple pricing, simple and straightforward. That's the Armstrong Family Guarantee. Keep it simple pricing extends to 2005 and 06 model Ford cars, SUVs, and trucks through the F-350 and E-Series through E-350. So now's the smart time to get down, see our friend David Rich, and let him put you behind the wheel of a new Armstrong Ford. You'll get their exclusive Tires and Batteries for Life program. That's correct. When you buy an Armstrong Ford from a Homestead, you get tires and batteries for the life of your car. That could save you thousands of dollars. David Rich and the staff guarantee you that you won't find a better price anywhere. And with Armstrong Ford or Homestead being locally owned and operated, they'll treat you like I always tell you, like family, because they want to make you a customer for life. No bait and switch, no BS. Call David Rich, 305-247-5112, and ask for the Neil deal. You'll save like never before, but you need to get an Armstrong Ford today. Armstrong Ford or Homestead, 30725 South Dixie Highway, just 20 minutes south of the 836. Keep it simple. Pricing ends January 3rd, 2006. That was yesterday. Ring in the new year and make sure you keep it simple. Keep it simple pricing offer excludes Ford Fusion, Ford GT, Ford Mustang, and 2006 F-150 Harley-Davidson. Ends January 3rd, 2006. That was yesterday. Check them on the web at ArmstrongCars.com. Then drive a little extra to save thousands at Armstrong Ford of Homestead. And be sure and tell them that Jeff Hi sent you by.
This is Neil Rogers. This is 560 QAM.
In October, Sylvester Stallone announced Rocky VI. Then in early November, he announced Rambo 4. Now, the news Stallone fans have been waiting decades for. Sylvester Stallone is Rocky Balboa.
How you doing?
And John Rambo.
How you doing?
In Rocky VI, Rambo 4, Rocky versus Rambo.
Hey, yo, Rambo. Hey, yo, Rocky. How you doing? How you doing? I'm doing pretty good. How you doing? Pretty good. How you doing? Yo, Paulo, how you doing?
From the producers of Freddy vs. Jason and Alien vs. Predator, Rocky VI, Rambo 4, Rocky vs. Rambo.
Hey, yo, Rambo, that's a mean Latuki guy. Hey, yo, Rocky. Hey, yo, what?
Rocky VI, Rambo 4, Rocky vs. Rambo.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Coming soon, going away even sooner.
Absolutely.
10:33, 27 before 11 o'clock. Let's take a look at that award-winning pristine lineup. This is the first day we've had in a long, long time with the whole family. They got some mishpachas here today. How do you like that?
All right.
We had the Big O this morning, followed by the Thumper. I'm here, at least for the time being. Mo Howard David at 2. Mad Dog at 4 till 6:30. Tough as he's back after a long hiatus road. Panther preview. Panthers were in a coma last night in Jersey. If there were 1,500 people there for that game, that was a lot. I have never seen a place that empty. It was like the inside of an oxygen tank. I mean, it was just sterile. And the game was about the same. Anyway, Panther preview at 6:30. They play at the Islanders 7 o'clock tonight, who are ripe for the picking. The Islanders suck. And Eddie K after the hockey game. Pretty pristine lineup, if you ask me. I'm waiting for my first call of the year of 2006. By the way, how do you like that copy on that Armstrong Ford? The sale ended yesterday.
Whatever.
Exactly. That's, we love David Rich and all our friends down there, and maybe we'll get a real piece of copy, and we'll find out what the real deal is starting today. Because that was a copy that evidently ended yesterday, although that's the only thing I got on my fax machine. But nevertheless, bada-beep, bada-boop, bada-bum. We got a little chaos back there. We've got a crisis in sales at QAM. How do you like that?
Oh, my God.
Exactly. Well, they can't be bothered selling spots or servicing the account because they're too busy going out there trying to siphon money out of the few sponsors we got left on the station, like Pompano Park. I got that thing in my hand right now, and the brochure, too. Now, you got it there, right?
Yeah. And that.
You got to admit, that's a nice cover for the CD. That's not going to happen.
Yeah.
WQAM, hello. Happy New Year. WQAM, hello. See, I pressed the button, and it's a very slow. It just takes forever here. QAM, hello.
Cabin crew, take your seats.
Yeah. Cabin crew, take a dump. Wow, that was not good. That was not good, my last KLM experience. They just don't know how to board a flight. They just don't know how to do it. It's just chaos. I already went through this story. I don't want to go through it again. But traveling is a pain in the ass. I mean, in addition to which, we'll let you go. You guys can go to Amsterdam next time, okay?
Right. And maybe walking is the best way to travel anymore.
Well, that's what I do here. Of course, the 3 days I was there, I laid on the couch and watched TV and ate all day, which is, I think, why I'm on a verge, of death.
Right.
That place is hazardous to your health. And I'm serious. If I had stayed there, I'd have been dead a long time ago. If I wouldn't be here. It's scary. How the hell do people stay alive? In addition to which, let me also say this. To talk about it is one thing, but to be there and look around in terms of the devastation from the hurricane.
Yeah.
To see all the trees, the millions, the only good, a good and the bad. The good thing is that most of the Melaleucas got knocked down. The bad part of that is that all that crap from the Melaleucas is in the air. Right?
Yeah.
So it turned all of the allergens loose in the air, which is why everybody is wheezing and sick and puking their guts out.
Yes, we are.
Anybody who puts up a Melaleuca tree ought to be shot. Okay, no more Melaleucas. Makes you want to puke, okay? No more. But you drive around, and then, of course, all the tarps on the roofs, and then everybody, including me, is preoccupied with trying to put their property back together again. That place is years away from being back to normal. Not months, years. Am I right?
Oh, you're right.
It's a disaster zone. It looks like a war zone. It looks like they were dropping bombs there. Una bomba grande, man, in every hood. WQAM, Happy New Year.
What's wrong with magic?
WQAM, Happy New Year.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
Hey, bud, how you doing? Happy New Year.
Back to you.
Listen, what was your take? Were you watching the 10 news thing with Dick Clark? Wasn't that unbelievable?
I didn't see it live. I saw the clip where they actually schlepped him out there, and everybody's screaming about how grotesque it was to put him on the air. And what did you expect? The guy's like once.
I can't believe he did that.
Yeah. Well, it goes to show you his PR people, all they care about, like somebody said, I think it was Keith Olbermann last night, all they care about is Dick Clark Productions and all his business enterprises. They don't give a crap about him.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway. All right, listen, Happy New Year, guys.
Same to you, Pally.
That's all I got. You bet. Bye.
The Lord got even with Dick, I'll tell you that. Did you see it?
No, like you, I saw the clip afterwards.
No, I went to bed early on New Year's Eve. In fact, starting at about 7 o'clock, all the yahoos in my neighborhood started with the fireworks. And then the next morning, whatever they had left over, they were shooting those off the next day.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we got some fireworks. Let's blow off some fireworks for New Year. Come on.
Yeah, and? Something to do, I guess.
Yeah.
WQAM, hello.
Guys, speak to Neil.
Speaking.
Hey, Neil. I believe in the gun control. You should hold the gun with 2 hands.
Huh?
WQAM, hello.
Hey, good morning, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Do Mo have a grudge against you and the guy in the morning you do the crossover with?
Yes.
Oh.
WQAM, hello.
Hey, Neil, Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year, man.
Ramon, send me a talk shot with some talent.
I got a good machine gun. Yeah, they like a good machine gun, man.
How do you know it was a Christmas
population
present?
of 2 million people. I got 1,639 people murdered last year. That's kind of scary. That would be like in That I guess here we got about double that population here, so it would mean 4 million. It would mean like 3,200 murders a year. And they're getting all bent out of shape. About 78 here last year and 52 with guns, man. At any rate, I want to get into this thing about Pompano Park, and not so much, although I will give them a free spot, I guess. They deserve it. But about keep in mind, okay, this is something I found out by accident just having to be there, and the fact that they brought this up. And I said, well, and Steve Wolf said to me, oh, well, I've got the presentation downstairs. I said, bring it up here, please. I want to see that. So I got it in my hand right now, and the presentation as well, about this so-called Best of Neil CD, which is not going to happen, by the way.
No.
It just, that was the beginning of my blood pressure just zooming up there, and I'm thinking to myself, why would you do that to me? Why would you do that to fine people who are so supportive and one of our fine? I did have a good time with Dick Feinberg. We sat together and ate dinner and yucked it up about reminiscing about old drivers and tracks and all this other. We had a good time, and Derek, my friend Derek, was there making everybody an offer they couldn't refuse. But other than that, and by the way, Steve Wolf, lose announcer too for the New Year, will you please, if you want to make it to 2007? My God, no free spaghetti dinner. I guess you knew that.
Right. They had me read the spot and then correct it.
And you want to know why? Steve Wolf ate all the spaghetti.
Is that what happened?
Yeah, I guess so.
I knew there was more to it.
My God, talk about a pupik from hell. But anyway, they were very nice to me, and they're great, and I loved them like crazy, and I had a pretty good time. Only made a couple of bets and lost them both, but we just yucked it up all night, which is a good way to do it. 20 before 11 at 560 WQAM. When you're shopping for shoes, I've been telling you for a very long time, there's an unbeatable combination waiting for you at Brandy's, because comfort, fit, and value is what it's all about. And when it comes to those three ingredients, Brandy's is absolutely unbeatable. That's correct. Brandy's carries a humongous selection of all the top brands. They got Rockport, Florsheim, Echo, Mephisto, New Balance, SAS, and all the other big names in the shoe business as well. And the professional shoe fitters of Brandy's will make damn sure you got a customized fit of your favorite comfort shoe every time. Just ask for Arnie. He'll take damn good care of you and your feet. The pros at Brandy's really understand fit and comfort. They even specialize in wide widths as well. So Brandy's is well worth a trip from just about anywhere in town because you really want to take care of those feet. For comfort, style, fit, value, and selection, always think Brandy shoes. And you'll find Brandy's at 1290 North Federal Highway in Pompano Beach. Open daily till 9, every Sunday till 5. And it's a great time to buy SAS at Brandy's this week. Take an extra 20% off on all great men's and women's SAS styles this week. So be sure to get your ass into Brandy's this week or do your shoe shopping on their most prestigious website, brandyshoes.com.
This is Neil Rogers. This is 560 QAM.
The following is a real conversation between celebrity OnStar operator Ron Jeremy and OnStar customer Susie Jenkins.
Okay, I've never been here before, and I need to get home. Let me turn on my OnStar.
Hi, I'm porn star Ron Jeremy. Where do you need to go today?
I need to go home, please.
All right, turn left.
Okay.
Go straight for 20 feet and go right.
Okay, all right.
Make a left.
And turning?
Now, turn into the driveway.
Okay, the driveway. Hey, this isn't my house.
I know it's not your house. It's my house. Come on in, baby.
What? Oh, thank you, sweet Jesus, for saving all of our kin, Oh, wait a minute. Damn you, Jesus, they're all dead?
Yeah.
Isn't that something?
Well, not all of them.
Well, one guy, he's close. Although they said they checked for brain damage and they couldn't find one. 485 votes. Neil Rogers is very entertaining, 198. Oh, yeah. A voice of reason, 107. A genius, 66. Too bad Mom is in the ground, Wouldn't she be proud? A genius. A fat old fag, 50. A panic, 32. Stale, 20. Oh, Mo and his wife keep voting and voting. You keep your eye off that golf course anyway, Mo. Divisive 6, boring 5, and a bigot 1. And all those 485 people, by the way, keep in mind, they're all listening, whether they like it or they hate it. Keep that in mind. And that's why I put all those negative choices on there, because I find it most amusing. Oh, this show is so stale, and we've heard all this stuff before, and, oh, geez.
Can't wait to hear it again.
I'll tell you what's really stale. In fact, I'm going to start dumping him as that gargler guy. He just, he doesn't get it. He'd be funny like once a week. And I already passed him along to Mo. We passed the torch since Mo finds him most amusing. I like that guy. I like great. The two of them can make sweet music together. And you think? Yeah, right. So once a week it would be fine, but we're just going to start dumping him all the time because he's just out of control. I guess he figures he adds something to the show.
Yeah, like Ron.
Well, no, Ron, see, I disagree with you on Ron. I mean, granted, he's annoying, but once in a great while he blurts out something amusing.
Once in a great while, but he calls 20 times a day.
Right, well, I mean, it goes to show you. But the other guy, it's never going to be anything different. It's always the same crap. That's all he's got. Anyway, so I'm at Pompano Park on Friday night, having a good time there. And I find out that this radio station, and Troy Stratford, who inherited that account, he inherited a lot of accounts and just keeps siphoning off the commission and shoveling it in his pocket. He passed along this scam to them. I'm going to read this to you, okay? It's got a picture of the cover of the supposed 30-year anniversary.
About 30, man.
Well, that's the name of it. Neil Rogers Presents.
About 30, man.
And it's got the epic. There's a character of me stomping on the bridge tender's grave and with a hand sticking up out of the ground. You better know your laws, mister. That's cute, right?
That's cute.
Although unless it's people that go way back with a bridge tender, they haven't got any idea what that's all about. But nevertheless, it says WQAM's Neil Rogers will be celebrating 30 years
About 30, man.
in South Florida Market in March 2006. Doesn't say March 1st, it just says in March. That's probably because the people who put this together don't realize when it is. Just like you realize that we just had our 8th anniversary on QAM on December 30?
No, I don't realize that.
December...
About 30, man.
Did you know that? And you were on the air that day.
Huh.
Did they come in and say, did they have balloons floating all around, say, happy anniversary, George, pass along all our best to Neil, and you too, Josh,
Right.
and did they do that?
No.
No.
That's something, because we were only at IOD 7 years.
Right, so 8 years, December 30th.
Oh.
In fact, that was the day I told them, either when Greg had Duff call me and say, well, the studio's not going to be ready, and I said, either that studio's going to be ready, or I'll be in some other station. Remember that? And all of a sudden we had that last-minute, oh, brother, running around and scrambling to put together a makeshift studio, because they lie a lot, you know. Anyway, it goes on to say, in recent years, the Best of Neil Rogers charity drive has raised nearly $100,000 in donations to abandoned pet rescue. Why don't they point out the fact we've raised probably close to $1 million altogether for all these other charities, but they don't want to do that. And you want to know why? Because they probably don't know. Right? Camilla's House Center won probably over $1 million. Who knows how much? They will be our charity tie-in again this year. This year's compilation CD, Neil Rogers Presents About 30, Man.
About 30, man.
Will have cherished memories from his many years on the radio, retailing at $20 each. As a loyal Neil Rogers advertiser, we want to give Pompano Park Racing the opportunity to be part of this great charitable cause. Your sponsorship helps to defray the cost of production of the CD, guaranteeing that 100% of all funds raised from the sale go to charity. Here's the second page. As a presenting sponsor, Pompano Park Racing receives the Pompano Park logo and phone number on the CD cover. Wow! I'm just breathless. Inclusion in a 13-week promotional campaign, February to April, included our minimum of 35 recorded mentions per week. Not exciting?
Mm-hmm.
Campaign could be shortened if we sell out of CDs, it says. And inclusion as a sponsor on the Internet. Total investment, $5,000. And they agreed to this. They said, they had no choice. They felt like, they owe it to me. And it was, obviously presented to them in a way like, do this. And they said, well, we really don't want to, but okay. And I told them, don't do it. You got a long life ahead of you. Unlike me, you got a long life. Don't do it. Don't just give away $5,000 like charity because like you owe us something. I'd rather have them, run the regular spots promoting the Ala Capri racing, all the other racing stuff they got coming up. The fact that the track is, coming back into one piece. We got slots coming in the spring. All of these things. As opposed to just giving away $5,000 to make Curtis Raymond Burr happy and Troy Stratford and Miguel Escobar and all these other goyim. See what I'm saying?
What are you saying?
I'm saying that I knew nothing about this.
Oh.
And that's I had never heard one word about the fact that they were going to go to people like Pompano Park and try to squeeze $5,000 out of them. Yeah. Was it ever suggested to me, well, we're going to do it again and you can put up the $10,000 seed money like you do every year as your contribution to the charity and then we'll just go from there? Have I ever objected to that before, ever?
No.
No. And would have done it again this year. Now, you see, if I'm working for a company that appreciates my efforts or this radio show, well, I know it's amusing, it's hysterical. Any company would put up the $10,000 and say, well, as our way of thanking Neil and helping celebrate his 30th anniversary, we're going to underwrite the cost of $10,000 to start the production of the CDs to get this thing going, and we want to be gung-ho behind it. Right?
Right. Like the old place used to do.
Right. Not here. That's not the Beasley effing way, baby. $10,000. You think money grows on trees or what, mister? They got to pay that 6-cent dividend to all their shareholders.
Banjos grow on trees, though.
Banjos do grow on trees, and so do hillbillies. I bet you some of the Beasleys will wind up in hillbilly heaven. Wouldn't surprise me. Or maybe hillbilly hell. Yeah. They're picking it right now, and I'm chewing it. So there you go. That's the deal with the Pompano Park. And that's what really set me off and got me really just... And I'm still highly upset. My pressure is just soaring right now. I could have a stroke right on the ear. Be sure and tape it, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
For posterity.
Right.
In a heartbreaking turnaround, officials this morning first announced, and this is really amusing because this is from the New York Times. Now, the reason it's amusing is that most of the news, this is like Dewey beats Truman.
Right.
Most of the newspapers that went to bed before 11:30 last night, on the front page, their banner headline this morning is Miracle Rescue. 12 survivors, and of course, well, guess what? Surprise.
Psych.
In a heartbreaking turnaround, officials this morning first announced that 12 of 13 miners trapped in a West Virginia coal mine had been found alive, and then, 3 hours later, surprise, disclosed that all but one of them, in fact, had died. The reversal left relatives who had gathered at the mine in Sago, West Virginia, stunned and furious. One miner was rescued. A doctor told the AP that the survivor, Randall McCloy Jr., 27, was hospitalized in critical condition. We believe there were 12 survivors, Bennett K. Hatfield, and this guy, brother, this is the one that was on all weekend and all day yesterday. We believe there were 12 survivors, said Bennett Hatfield, Chief Executive Officer of International Coal Group, the mine's owner. That was the initial communication from the command center, but it was wrong. I mean, it's kind of hard to tell if people are dead or alive,
Sometimes. Here,
especially if you've been in South Florida. Mr. Hatfield told the AP that the mistaken report spread when people misunderstood a cell phone conversation they had overheard. In reality, he said, the call was reporting the 12 miners had been found without information about their condition. Well, that sounds like nitpicking to me. Praise Jesus. Thank you, sweet Jesus. Damn you, sweet Jesus.
Never mind.
Damn you, sour Jesus. I'm sorry. Maybe Jesus is eating that sweet and sour pork these days.
Pork? I doubt it. He was kosher.
Yeah, but he's a goy now. Mr. Hatfield told the AP they waited to correct the false impression until they knew more about the miner's condition. Let's put this in perspective, he said. Who do I tell not to celebrate? What? What does that mean? Who do I tell not to celebrate?
In other words, they didn't know who it was that had the survivor's family.
Yeah.
You can't say that they're all dead.
So let's just say they're all alive.
Okay.
Governor Joe Manchin III was at a loss this morning displaying how the false report of a rescue would come about. There was clearly, and this is going on now, hour after hour.
Oh, yeah.
CNN is immersed in this. There is nothing else going on in the world. If they hand out 85,000 indictments against every member of Congress and all the ships at sea, it's not going to make any difference at all. Because they're in this up to their earlobes. And by the way, they also have the wrong information now. Anderson, that Anderson with the loose pooper, Cooper?
Yeah, what about him?
He's the one. Anyway, Manchin said he had been in a room next to the one in which family member... Oh, and guess who was right there last night? I saw her. I was channel surfing. Rita Crosby was there. Oh, thank you for sharing. Somebody ought to just punch her right in that nose and that big schnoz of hers.
I'll do it.
I'd love to see it right on the ear. You silly bitch. By the way, go get a vocal box.
Oh, this is my new one anyway.
Yeah. Anyway, there was a roar of jubilation. Manchin was told that all the miners had been found alive, was swept along in a sea of people. Everyone was so euphoric, they were like high-fiving and low-fiving and grabbing it and everything else. But several family members told MSNBC that officials from the mining company were the source of the false report. Mr. Manchin said he repeatedly asked the official he was with whether the information had been confirmed and said that he went to the command center where the rescue was being overseen to seek more information. When we got to the command center, they were ecstatic, too. They were high-fiving and juking and jiving. He said the mistake might have been the result of different teams going in and out of the mine since their stints were limited for safety reasons. We knew from the first the odds were against us, Manchin said. We were hoping for 13 miracles, and now we're still clinging to one. He acknowledged there was a lot of anger among family members as a result of false survivor reports. How do you like that? Survivor West Virginia. Can't you see that coming on a channel near you pretty soon?
Or on a comedy bit near you.
I wouldn't be surprised if that shows up on my cable system down there one of these days. But at any rate, oh, boy. I'm biting my tongue so hard there's blood just spurting out of it. You ever bite it so hard it started spurting out?
Sometimes, yeah.
Neil Rogers is 524 votes. That's not too shabby. 524. We got a shot of what, 600? 528. Neil Rogers is very entertaining, 223. Those are all my votes. A Voice of Reason, 112. A Genius, 69. Baboop, baboop, baboop. Not as smart as Eddie, though, but baboop.
No one is.
A Fat Old Fag, 53. A Panic, 35. Stale, 21. As stale as last year's Matzah Man. Divisive, 8. Boring, 6. And a Bigot, 1. You bastardos, you.
This is Neil Rogers.
Hey, good day, Blake.
This is 560 QAM.
This is the Neil Rogers Show. This is your brain. Any questions?
Deep in the jungles of the Amazon lives something so large, so amazing, so wasted, it can't be held captive in a Ziploc sandwich bag. Cheech and Chong star in King Bong.
Hey, this is great, man.
Join the expedition team as they venture deep into the weeds to wrestle the hay from the cannabis tribe.
Hey, hang on, you guys. I'll be right back.
And bring it to New York City for distribution by Dave.
Dave's not here.
Ebert and Roper say, just to be blunt about it, King Bong is some killer shit. Cheech and Chong star in King Bong. Rated MJ. Must be at least a quarterback to enter. Showing every afternoon at, you know it, 420.
Okay, man, start it up.
Oh, look at that. 14th body recovered from the German skating rink. How come they're not making a big simus about that?
Oh, they were.
How come we're supposed to be a lot more worried about the coal miners? Nothing could be finer than to find a bunch of miners alive, but they didn't. And we don't care about the poor people that were skating on thin ice. Oh, and look at this. There's your favorite, Darren Kagan.
No, thank you. In Atlanta, I'm Darren Kagan.
And guess what story they're talking about?
I don't know. The West Virginia mining disaster.
Tragedy at Sago Mine. It's got its own big headline now. It's not just a story in the news anymore. It's its own. In fact, pretty soon they'll have a show on it.
I understand the Bee Gees are working on a song on it.
Yeah, the West Virginia mining disaster. Now, I remember you were asking me before the show if I have one of these handheld devices.
The blood pressure tester, because we just got one yesterday.
You hear the little beep?
I did.
Do you hear the beep?
Oh, that's exactly the sound ours makes.
Only mine's a brawn. Josh would be proud.
Brown?
Yeah, you take your blood pressure, then you shave with it.
If you clean it off afterwards, you wouldn't have that problem.
Huh?
Huh?
It's getting there.
All right.
It's going to be bad.
Wait. I actually know what mine is now.
Wow.
Yeah? Come on, share it.
Not done yet.
Oh.
Whoa. Stroke. Stroke time. How do you like that? And thanks a lot, Clarence, and you idiot Troy Stratford. They're the ones that put me over the edge. I think I should probably go back to bed. My pulse ain't that bad. It's 89. That's not good. It's about 10 points higher than it usually is.
Mm-hmm.
You want to know what the numbers are?
Yeah, I'm waiting.
178 over 102.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
For reference, for people that don't know, when I checked mine yesterday,
it
was 120 over 70.
Now, you want to know what mine was this morning? Before when I got up and before I even took my peels?
Yeah, give us the...
139 over 85. That's not bad.
Not bad for a
fat
old diabetic, right?
No, I mean, after a whole night's sleep when you have high blood pressure, that's not a bad number at all. And now I come in here and I take it a couple hours later, 2.5 hours later, 178 over 102 after all the stress. I think a lawsuit is in order, okay? I think those people in their place are trying to kill me. They're trying to kill the goose that laid the golden big fat one, is what I'm thinking. So during the next break, I'm going to take another peel.
Do it.
I'm just going to keep popping peels.
Do it now.
Like Rush. Look what it did for him. George in Miami, Jorge says, last year you picked USC over Oklahoma. I followed your advice and made some cash. What do you have tonight? Probably a stroke. What do you have tonight, USC or Texas? Oh, I like USC. Don't you, Josh?
No.
Well, you take Texas all you want. You can take the Longhorns. I'll take USC. I'll take the Trojans.
Okay.
From what I'm hearing, you probably ought to have some. But nevertheless. So Josh picks the Longhorns, and I'm picking the Trojans. How do you like that, being the old pervert that I am? I don't remember what their quarterback looks like. See, I like to pick the teams that have the hot quarterback like Brady Quinn. I didn't really care that Notre Dame got beat. In fact, I had the best of it all the way around. Ohio State kicked their ass, and I saw the game on my big HD TV. Big, beautiful picture there, and Brady Quinn looked really good. Better than ever, as a matter of fact. Nice going, Brady. Too bad you lost the game, but you're still okay in my book. I reached right in the screen, gave him a little pat on the back, shoulder, a little higher up, shoulder. So I think, like, how about every half hour I'll take the pressure? Because if you take it a lot, it keeps going up.
Oh, does it?
You didn't know that?
No, I didn't.
Oh, yeah, well, if you know, sure, it stresses you out if you keep huh?
Remember I told you I was all stressed out when I got home, and then like an hour later it was down?
Well, you don't take it when you're all stressed out. Like, no, I should have done that right now. I should just sit back and take a chill and a peel, man. And maybe a few people I'd like to keel, like in sales back there, starting at the top. I mean, what kind of an outfit does this to their, and this goes to show you once again the tremendous disrespect that this company has for this show and for all of us who work on it. Absolute contempt. Now, I'm just to try to lighten things up a little bit. Remember after that spot, which was obviously the wrong copy, by the way, written in lowercase, small type, way too long, about a 5-minute spot?
You'll be happy to know the new copy is on its way to you.
Oh, I see. And what was said?
Nothing.
Who gave it to you?
It just showed up. Duff, actually.
Who
just happened to be walking this way, so he thought he would shuffle it over.
Yeah, Duff is going to be the liaison between sales and us because nobody back there wants to deal with us except Troy, and I don't want to deal with him. You just about got one foot in my grave, okay, Troy, you idiot, you quisling.
You fairy.
You simpleton. Anyway, here's the story that the auto... Oh, there's that Ben Hatfield guy again.
I would do anything if I had not him.
Who do you like better, Buddy Hatfield, Bobby Hatfield, or Ben Hatfield?
I don't know.
Now, is Bobby Hatfield the one that died, or is it Bill Medley?
Oh, I thought it was the Hatfield guy.
Was it Bobby Hatfield? He died a righteous death, is what I'm hearing.
Brother.
I sure hope he got things right with Lord. Oh, there's the right copy, okay? I think maybe I ought to do this spot, shouldn't I?
That'd be the right thing to do. I mean, the right thing to do.
Well, I mean, no, because we had the wrong copy for me. That's not really very nice since this is one of our fine sponsors, and we can't afford to be diddling with our sponsors. Happy New Year from the fine folks at Armstrong Ford of Homestead. 2005 was a great year, and thousands of new customers took advantage of the Neil deal and bought their new Fords at Armstrong Ford. Why do people shop there? It's easy, baby, because Armstrong Ford guarantees you a great price, great service after the sale, and that personal touch that comes from a local family-owner dealership. So pick up that phone right now and call General Mangler David Rich at 305-247-5112. When you buy a new Ford at Armstrong Ford Homestead, you'll also get their exclusive Tires and Batteries for Life program. I've been telling you about that for a long time. No place else would dream of doing that, but when you buy at Armstrong Ford Homestead, you get free tires and batteries for the life of your car. That could save you thousands of dollars, too. David Rich and the staff at Armstrong Ford guarantee you won't find a better price any place with Armstrong Ford, a local joint. They'll treat you great because they want to see you over and over again, make you a customer for life. So start off the year with a great new Ford from our good friend David Rich and the staff at Armstrong Ford of Homestead, 30725 South Dixie Highway, 20 minutes south of the 836. Check them on the web, armstrongcars.com. Drive a few miles extra and save only at Armstrong Ford of Homestead. See, there you go. There's the make good.
Feels better.
Well, I feel better. I don't want to, I get to that point in the copy and it says sale ends January 3rd, and today's January 4th. And I'm thinking, my God, you a-hole, you. You jackass, you...
You fairy.
Exactly. But this is the kind of shenanigans we got going back there because, and the audience, I'm sure, thinks I'm exaggerating. You know that Neil, he's a real panic. This, and even the program director admits he doesn't know where to stick his ass. Isn't that what he said this morning? He goes in the tea room. He doesn't know where to stick it. I told him to stick it. He's lost. He is lost. And that Curtis Raymond Burr back there in the sales.
You fairy.
Wow. This guy, he's got more different shenanigans going on, and all of them are all screwed up. That's about, at least he's consistent. The lunatic. Well, let's start off with a New Year's resolution, huh?
Okay.
Well, let's not. 560 votes. Neil Rogers is going to die from a stroke within the hour. 600. Very entertaining, 233. A voice of reason, 119. A genius, 75. A fat old fag, 57. We better add a dead fat old fag in a little while.
I'll keep it ready.
A panic, 37. Stale, 23. Oh, he's so stale. A divisive, 9. Boring, 6. And a bigot, 1. See, I'd feel better if there were more votes for bigot than like some of the other ones there. Because I am.
Right.
And I'm honest about it. I have prejudices, and like everybody else, only most people lie about it. Oh, not me. I think that people are people, and yeah, right. Okay, whatever you say.
Gypsies. I hate gypsies.
Do you really?
I do.
Tramps and thieves?
Yes, they are.
How about that gypsy that comes and does my driveway well, he keeps showing up every 6 months, but every year and a half or 2 years I let him do it, and you're pissed off at me for doing
Turn the hose on him.
He has his own hose.
Does he?
They travel in packs.
6 packs?
Yeah. No, 2-pack. Let's take my blood pressure again. What do you say? WQAM, hello.
I'm at McDonald's.
Okay, good. Death Central. See, and you say you're knocking him, but he was the only caller we had right there. You'd think,
hey, on Monday, he called 5 times, and that's 5 out of 8 calls.
At least you had him.
Right.
At least you had him.
Oh, and the gargler. How could we?
No, he's done. You're out, gargler. You gargled your last time on his show. Go gargle razor blades, okay, you idiot. You slime ball. Yeah.
We don't need him to do that.
No, we can do it ourselves by now. In fact, I'd rather have imitation garglers. I'd rather have Gargler Jr. Because he's just pathetic. Just tragic. 5670560. Better get on these phones. I might be dead before you get finished dialing. Pound 560 in the Verizon Singular Wireless line. That's a scary blood pressure, you know what?
Yes, it is.
Working on the ear. Because ordinarily about now, during the show, my blood pressure would probably be like about 130 over 78, something like that. You know, it'd be calm and cool. But it's bad.
Smoke a spliff.
Oh, yeah, that would do it. How about a big fat stogie? That would, I think, put me over the edge. Former high-powered lobbyist Jack Abramoff pleaded guilty yesterday. This ought to be the biggest story, but, of course, they got too many other fish to fry to bury this story. And how'd you like the way he walked into court there looking like John Gotti Jr. and Sr.?
Yeah. He's a celebrity, you know.
Conspiracy, fraud, and tax evasion charges, agreeing to cooperate. And they said, the analysts on here, the talking heads were saying, oh, he dressed like that because he wanted to send a message, you know, like Joey Zaza sending a message. And that is that he was taking, he would take no prisoners. Everybody was going down with him.
Good.
Oh, yeah, I agree.
I'm delighted. I'm rubbing myself raw.
Abramoff, 46, admitted he didn't disclose receiving kickbacks on payments from Native American tribes to a partner's public relations firm. We're talking $50 million on that. $50 million. $5 million would be peanuts. $50 million. Starting in 2001, he persuaded Louisiana tribe to pay nearly $30.5 million for grassroots work to a Scanlon company, which in turn kicked back nearly $11.5 million back to Abramoff. I'll go through the whole list eventually. And, of course, all of that goody two-shoes, that the one from Ohio, what the hell's his name again?
Ney.
Bob Ney. He's one of those goody two-shoe religions, just like Ralph Reed, who's also in it up to his earlobes. Remember Ralph Reed, the Christian Coalition and all that other crap? Oh, yeah, all these good Christians, man. Praise Jesus and give me some money. WQAM, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Listen, I spent last week in Oakville, Ontario.
Really?
It was very nice.
Right down the road.
Right down the road for me.
Right next to Mississauga.
Right. We went to the mall there, and we spent the day in Toronto, which was pretty cool also.
Mm-hmm.
But you like to complain about the gas prices and our president. I would like to thank the Canadian government for $3.70 a gallon, more or less, and those fantastic 15% sales tax, along with the surtax and the liquor tax.
Yeah. But you know something? It's well worth it.
And you know what? I was watching the TV, watching all the news, and the crime up there isn't too significantly different than the crime down here.
Wrong.
Well, what happened?
Why? Because they have the shootings on Boxing Day, so that makes the crime that here is not even in the same league as the crime rate there. That's totally untrue.
Okay, well, then they blow it all out of proportion.
Well, they blew it out of proportion because we had 7 people shot on Boxing Day in one day, which is very rare, and the big deal they made about it should tell you that it is very rare for things like that to happen here. There were 78 people murdered here all year long in a city of 4 to 5 million people. 78. Oh. You can do that in a good month down there.
Yeah, well, you know, I saw the store clerk got shot, and somebody else got held up, and this and that, and the crime up there is still pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, well, have fun.
Glad you had a good time, Pally.
Thank you.
Okay. See, typically, stay right there, okay? Don't come on up here because all you want to do is typical South Floridian, bellyache, bitch, and moan. We don't want no bitchin', bellyaching Americans coming in here. You know what I'm saying?
We don't want no obscene
Stir in the pot. You can smoke the pot if you want. They won't throw your ass in jail. That guy, talk about a guy that was here for a couple of days and right away he's an expert and the crime is just as bad. And he's right about the gas prices. They're outrageous, but they've been that way for a long time. That's nothing new. See, if that's the most important part of your quality of your life is what the price of gas is, well, good luck to you. The difference being that before Bush came in and started robbing from doing the Robin Hood in reverse routine, robbing from the poor and giving to the rich, before that it was like, what was it, $2 a gallon, $1.79, $1.98, and now it's like it was up to over $3 a gallon. See, that's the difference. When it changes, when people have to budget out just to pay for gas, that's the difference. In addition to which, I have a feeling, and I really don't know, but I have a feeling that the average wage here is probably a lot higher. I'm sure that the minimum wage here is much higher.
Yeah.
But I'm sure that there aren't too many schleppers here. In fact, if you look at the way you think you got a property boom in South Florida. Here, they can't build them fast enough. But nevertheless, I'm not here to be the Chamber of Commerce, okay? You like it where you are, have a great time. I was there for 3 days, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It seemed like only 10 years. WQAM, hello.
Canada sucks and so do you.
Okay, great. Oh, by the way, look at what time it is. It's way past the time for the break because of the other spot.
Right.
11:16 at QAM. If you're looking in the mirror and wondering where their hair went, which is probably on the flow and down the drain, Chuck Alfieri's been helping famous and not-so-famous people look their best for over 30 amazing years. But you wouldn't recognize his work when you see it because Charlie's created the best, the most natural-looking piece in the universe, the new skin-like natural hairline system that looks like real hair growing out of your scalp as opposed to a barnyard animal that's roosting on your head. Ever have anything roost on your head?
Not lately.
Charlie's work is completely guaranteed. You have nothing to lose but that ugly, shiny bald spot that makes you look about 20 years older. You try Charlie's system for 30 days.
About 30, man.
And after a month, if you don't love the way it looks and feels and smells, if you're not getting action up the yin-yang, return it for a full refund. Make the call today. 1-800-321-2413. Tell Charlie you heard about it here on the Neil Rogers Show and get your special $200 discount off the regular $800 price of the natural hairline system. No dangerous pills, no nasty-looking animal on your head, no holes in the head, just a great-looking head of hair. Pick up that phone today, and Charlie, no obligation, will show you just how much younger and better he can make you look. 1-800-321-2413. That's 1-800-321-2413, or on the wicked web, it's charlesalfieri.com.
This is Neil Rogers. This is 560 QAM.
If he came back for Christmas, what would Jesus do? Tell Christians to kiss his ass. If he came back for Christmas, what would Jesus do? Remove their bumper stickers and tell Christians to kiss his ass. If he came back for Christmas, what would Jesus do? Find a pair of pants, remove their bumper stickers and tell Christians to kiss his ass. If he came back for Christmas, what would Jesus do? Slap Bill O'Reilly, find a pair of pants, remove their bumper stickers, and tell Christians to kiss his ass. If he came back for Christmas, what would Jesus do? Close Walmart down. Slap Bill O'Reilly, find a pair of pants, remove their bumper stickers, and tell Christians to kiss his ass.
Rectum.
All right. Okay, 11:21, 169 over 96. See how that's coming down nicely now?
Good.
Good what? Riddance?
Yeah.
To bad rubbish?
No, come on.
I'll just calm down a little bit here. In fact, it would be normal. I'm pleased to see that. It would be nice and low. In fact, probably I would say about 30
about 30, man.
points lower on both ends.
Chant a mantra.
If it weren't for that crap. I'll tell you one thing. I don't mind coming in early and confabulating with you guys in the morning, but before the show. But not with these other people. It just will not. Next time that they come in with this crap, I'm going to get up and walk out like I did this morning. Well, didn't I do it?
You did.
I got up and I went and made my bacon for breakfast, and I just left him sitting there. Bye, bye, bye. You know, this shows you what a bunch of a-holes we got in there, what morons you got. Well, Neil was out sick for the first time in a long time yesterday. What was the story? Really bad high blood pressure headaches, which if you ever had one of those, it feels like your head's going to, explode, you know? Mm-hmm. It's bad. And even every time they, move your head a little bit, oh, man, that sick, I can't even describe it to you. It's like 100 times worse than a migraine. And there you go. So let's go in there and see if we can agitate. I don't mind Duff coming in. Duff is our only hope. I never thought I would say that.
You fairy.
But he's the only liaison we had with reality. And I tell that to Clarence this morning because he got all bent out of shape. Well, what do you mean by that? Just what I said. Quisling. Little Clarence there, you know. See, it goes to show you, he had his head up somebody's butt for a long time there. Got himself advanced from being a sports flunky to being the program director, and now nobody's telling him nothing, or at least so he tells us. Didn't you hear him say that this morning? He swore on a stack of Bibles?
I kind of tuned it out. I was tuning out that whole Troy thing, so when you weren't making any sounds,
yeah.
If I didn't hear you, fixing bacon in the background, I was going to call 911 in
How could you hear
Canada.
me fixing bacon in the background?
I got good ears.
Must have. You don't want to be up here with these expensive gas prices and all the violent crime and all that GST and the PST and the AST and the ASS.
I'll make sure to strap up before I go up there.
Right. Go rob a bank first. I mean, here's a guy, like I said, he's there a couple of days. Right away, he's an expert. He's giving me a song and a dance on how bad it is here. It's bad. Believe you me, you don't want to be here. I mean, it's 40 degrees and murky. There's no snow on the ground, but I bet you there's some coming one of these days. It's murky looking. The weather was good while I was there. It's about the only good thing I can say. The weather was sensational. Isn't that great?
That's great.
It was beautiful. WQAM, hello.
Hey, Neil, how are you?
Okay.
Hey, listen, I just wanted to ask you a question. Did you happen to see Dick Clark on New Year's Eve?
No, somebody already asked, and the answer is still no.
No, well, the reason I'm asking is, what was the difference between, what kind of stroke he had and what you had? Because you obviously didn't have any, problems with your speech or problems
sure I
with
did. I had for a few days. But he had two strokes. The second one was a massive stroke. Don't you understand? There's a little stroke and there's a big stroke. You can relate to that.
So he had a big one, you had a little one.
I had a little one. That's correct.
Gotcha.
Now you got your thumb on it.
I'm glad you're all right, man.
Thanks, Pally. At least this hour. Check in again next year. Happy New Year to you. Check in again next hour. See if he's still alive. That could be a scam for the whole year. Let's have remember how it used to be where I'd come in there and do a few shows there and they would all line up, all the salespeople line up at the door. Oh, yeah, let's go in there and, put on a phony act.
So fake.
Yeah. And then Screw Ann would be out there. Although I think she was even more legitimate. I think a part of her actually liked me a little bit.
That
part.
Oh, okay.
Seriously. Well, she knew that I was the cash cow.
Yeah,
underline the cow part.
Huh?
Yeah, no thanks. So how are we doing on that poll so far, okay? Here's a chance to take a good cheap shot early in the new year. Neil Rogers is 608 votes. What do we got a shot at? 800?
Okay.
Well, let's not start too high. I noticed that nice poll I gave you yesterday. You had a resounding number on that. You had a lot of votes. Huh?
It was great, especially since I kept forgetting to talk about it.
Well, you're welcome. Neil Rogers is very entertaining, 251, even though he's a piece of crap and we hate him like poison and hope he dies before the end of the show.
Right.
Very entertaining, 251. A voice of reason, 129. A genius, 79. A genius who goes and can't make fart sounds no more, but would like to. Oh, and speaking of, I don't want to go into it. Wow. You weren't there when I talked about the guinea fowl that I had on a plane on KLM?
You had some foul guinea?
Oh, my God. If they didn't have charcoal in the seats, there would have been people swooning. I think even the pilot would have, passed out.
Just remember your seat does double as a flotation device.
Holy cow. Holy moly. I have never passed such malodorous gas in my life. It was foul. A genius, 79. A fat old fag, 67. A panic, 38. A laugh riot. Stale, 26. The Stale Rogers Show. And I urge you to listen to the show that follows mine. Divisive, 10. Boring, 5. And a bigot, 5. That's good. See, I asked for them to, like, goose that up a little on the bigot side.
They're so obedient.
Huh? And they did it.
Yeah, man.
There you go. I got my Jamaican problem on. Yeah, that guy thinks there's a lot of crime here. How about going to Jamaica, man? Go to Jamaica where the Beasleys hang out. 1,639 murders last year in a country that's got 2 million people in it. 2 million people. Let's see, there's 30 million people in Canada, so multiply 15 times 1,600 is what?
Oh, you're asking me a math question?
No, I'll do it.
Let me get my abacus.
That's like 24,000. 24,000 murders a year. See now that's simple math. How come I actually did that long math?
I don't know.
1,600 times 10 is 16,000, and half again is 8 is 24,000. A mathematical genius like me can do it. I am a genius, you know.
That's what they say on the poll there.
79 people said I'm a genius, which goes to show their IQ. 24,000 murders a year if we had the same rate as Jamaica, man. Because the Jamaican's like a good machine gun, man. Yeah, a good machine gun. I don't know what would be the reason for it.
I don't know. Poverty.
I mean, that's always a good excuse. Poverty, right.
I'm hungry, so I'm going to shoot somebody. I need
27 after 11 at 560 WQAM. Resolve yourself to a better night's sleep in 2006 by calling 1-800-MATTRESS right now. Nothing's got a bigger impact on your daily health, well-being, and productivity than a good night's sleep, and you can get one tonight from Dial a Mattress by calling 1-800-MATTRESS right now. If your mattress is more than 10 years old or it's noticeably sagging or lumpy, time for a new one, folks. Choose from the complete line of Sealy, Inserta, Simmons, King Coil, Tempur-Pedic, and Stearns & Foster Hewitt. Dial a Mattress takes same-day orders all day long from Kendall to Stewart, from Palm Beach to Fort Myers. And like always, you still pick the 2-hour window for delivery when you want it delivered. When's convenient for you, when your ass has got to be home. They're proud of their delivery record. On-time deliveries 99.7% of the time. Lots of folks at QAM are satisfied Dial a Mattress customers, including me, and you will be too. So start off the new year, start it off right with a great new mattress from Dial a Mattress. Don't put off getting a better night's sleep any longer. Pick up that phone right now and give them a call at 1-800-MATTRESS. That's 1-800-MATTRES. On the web, it's mattress.com, by the way. 1-800-MATTRES. Leave off the last S because it stands for sales holes.
This is Neil Rogers. This is 560 QAM.
It stays in Miami town at 560 WQAM.
Nobody can tell me what to do. What's it said? Maybe a little way. Let me keep going here. All right. This is all your fault. This is not anything. It's a conspiracy. That's right. Faggot ought to put you up for this. Yeah, forget me back to the pizza pie. Why, you little liar.
$11:32. Speaking of, he'll be on it too. Mad Dog is back for the new year. I guess he came back Monday, right?
Not Monday.
That's what it says in my schedule.
January the 2nd. Monday, yeah. I guess he was here.
I guess so. Hey, listen, he had almost the whole damn month of December off.
I just didn't think anybody was working on Monday except us.
Mad Dog at 4 till 6:30, a tough 2.5-hour assignment because we got Panther Preview at 6:30 with Jesse Agler. Is that who's doing it?
Yes.
Followed by the Panthers at the Islanders, 7 o'clock. Eddie K after the hockey game. Any interest? Those Panthers are red hot, baby.
No.
Up until last night. Well, they can't win them all, you know. 5670560. Pound. We're getting all these New Year's wishes today, man. Can't you feel the warmth? Can't you smell it?
I feel something.
Feel the love. We want that great South Florida love. WQAM, hello.
Hello?
Yes.
Neil.
Yes.
When did you go home and let George take over the show, man?
I am home.
You are home?
Yeah.
Well, get off the air and put George back on.
No,
man.
thanks.
Look at that doy nonsense.
Yeah. Hey, guess what, honey?
What, sweetheart?
Blow it out your ass.
Is that Mrs. Mo?
I don't know. She's stale. 5670 for, can't you smell it? 5670560.
Rectum.
Pound 560 in the Verizon Singular Wireless line. Can't you feel the love? Was I right on top of that?
Oh,
Didn't I
yeah.
have my thumb right in
the
it?
The warmth here in South
Yes. WQAM, Happy New Year.
Hi, I need a job.
Okay, good. You're
I
right.
got
Kill
one.
him.
Come on over.
WQAM, hello. QAM.
How you doing?
Okay.
One for the poll. Neil Rogers is on his last leg.
Yeah. But thanks for listening. 5670560. That was that Joel doing a voice? By the way, Dick Feinberg at Paterno wants to make sure that nobody confuses him. He's not related to Joel Feinberg. And who can blame Dick? 5670560. Boy, you're right about these calls, man.
Oh, yeah, they've been special.
While you were away, we actually had that one pretty good week, didn't we, Josh? We had
we
2
did.
or 3 special days there. Don't ask me why.
I can go away again.
No, thanks. I don't know when it's going away. I'm on my last leg. Here's line 9, Josh's favorite, and see, there's nobody on it. That's why he likes it a lot. Can't get no crap when there's nobody on the phone. WQAM, hello.
Hey, Neil, Happy New Year.
Back to you, sir, I think.
Okay, good deal. You big dummy.
WQAM, hello.
Neil.
See, that's why I said I think. I knew right off the bat.
Right.
Jackass. Yes, sir.
I'm the complete opposite of that lady. Never put George on. That guy
Yeah,
blows.
well, guess what? We don't care what you say, okay? We'll do whatever the hell we want, okay? We don't need instruction. We don't take instruction from the audience. Put this one on. Don't put this one on. Guess what? You're putting it on right now.
Right.
Nobody's got a gun to your head. You got it turned on because you're getting sexual excitement from every minute of the show, okay? You're getting good vibrations.
Rectum.
That's where they're at. You probably got your thumb in there. And maybe the rest of your fist as well, or somebody's. Well, what is this? Don't ever do this and don't ever do that. It's the instruction crowd. I'm going to tell you, man, that place is like it's the sump pump of the universe. It's like an outdoor, well, I guess they are outdoor, like a universal septic tank.
That's right, the bilge of America.
Oh, my God. I spent 3 days there that I wouldn't wish on Hitler, Genghis Khan, and Osama Yamama put together. What a place. God. And the interesting part of it is, I guess all the smart folks who were able to do it, they got out. Because I like at the Fort Lauderdale Airport.
Mm-hmm.
Who are those people?
I don't know.
Who are they and where do they come from? Man.
Uranus.
And some of those Japs. Oh, brother, I'm not talking about Japanese either. My God. Seymour, over here with the luggage, Seymour. Oh, my goodness. Wow. WQAM, hello.
Yes.
Hello.
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 Can you hear me now?
I hear you.
Are you on the radio right now?
You are and I am, yes. The both of us
Yeah,
together.
great. Did you see Letterman last night with O'Reilly?
I don't watch Letterman, no.
Yeah, well, Letterman made a damn fool out of him.
With who?
With O'Reilly.
Yeah. Well, why would you watch that? Why would you waste your time watching that?
Oh, because I just wanted to see how Letterman would.
Yeah. It's like all these people, we listen to Rush to see what the other side is saying. Get out of here.
Why do you need to hear that?
Another talk show groupie already. Go away. Man. 567. Oh, geez. These calls are good, aren't they?
The best ever.
They get my pressure right down there to like 400 over 300. 5670560, pound 560 in the Verizon and Singular Wireless line. More bad news from Iraq, but I guess I'll save it for a minute or two. Got 2 bad stories.
Why don't you read any of the good news from Iraq?
Because there isn't any. Although they got those wonderful fixed elections.
That's
and
right.
those Shiite clerics are going to be the winners, and they're going to have like Iran all over again.
So
I ran as fast as I can.
Baby, that one baby, we're saving one life in exchange for all those thousands we killed.
That's right. Exchange for all them thousands. And that's another one of those stories. On and on. And almost as nauseating as that kid. That kid that we're supposed to be all whipped up about, whatever his name was. Faris Hassan.
Yeah.
With a big schnoz. Hey, get a schnoz job, sweetheart. All the money that Daddy wasted on sending you to Baghdad, get yourself a schnoz job. God. Looks like Jimmy Durante on a bad day. QAM, hello.
Nothing worse than radio.
WQAM, hello.
Yeah, hi.
Hi.
I just wanted to find out what is it with this Ron guy? Is he real or what's the
Well,
job
what do you
there?
mean, is he real? He's real.
Is he
He's
a real
retard.
person? Or
He's a crazy person.
Well, I think that maybe you need to give him a job. He sounds like he just needs to go to work.
No thanks. That's his girlfriend.
Yeah, or his hand.
WQAM, hello. WQAM, hello. Fake gargler, weak. QAM.
Hey, Neil.
Yes, sir.
I was wondering, have you given up totally on going to satellite, or is that still a possibility?
There is no possibility, none.
Nobody's interested in bringing you to satellite.
Let me say it again. It's not going to happen.
Well, you know, at first I was skeptical, but I really think that's the way it's going to go. I think it's going to be really big in the next couple of years.
I don't.
Well, you know, people said that about cable, too, that nobody would pay for something that you can get over
There was a poll in the Sun Sentinel that they left up for about over the weekend for 2 or 3 days, and 60-some% said they're not going to pay to listen to radio, and I agree.
Well, yeah, but like I said...
If there's something that's going to be on there, it's going to be that scintillating and that fantastic, maybe I might pay for it, but I don't know what that would be.
Well,
there's so many different... When we had Howard on the air for free, I didn't listen to him, so why would I pay to listen to his show?
Well, no, not just him, but I mean, even if you want to listen to Hungarian polka music, there's a channel there for that 24 hours a day.
Well, I'm sure if I went into my local record store, in my CD store, I could find lots of Hungarian polka music.
Okay. Well,
we like it, Pally.
don't give up.
We're still fumbling. No, we're not giving up. We're still fumbling our way along. I love that. Don't give up. Yeah, satellite radio is on now. We all better go home. I'm going back to bed. How can we survive? Just keep the paychecks coming, okay? See, Hank is right. I should stick to that. This business, you know what? You can take the sales department there and stick them in the damn ocean for my part. I don't really care. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the Indian Ocean.
For the new year, this is all of our resolution on this show. Whatever it is, we don't care, you know? Programming, sales, engineering, hubdir and dreared, okay? We don't care. We've done our best 8 years. 8 long, excruciating years of trying desperately to find some semblance of a radio station. We can't find it. We can't find it. See, the question shouldn't be, are you really going to go to Sirius Radio, to satellite radio? The question should be, will you ever get back into real radio?
This is Neil Rogers.
Unlikely.
This is 560 QAM.
Sports Queer Radio is what the Q's for in QAM.
Absolutely.
Well, I suppose how bad I feel. I wrote me a children's book.
Ain't gonna do that little girl no good. He shot in the face. Can't read it now.
Where you think that's why they done fried me like a slab of bacon?
Now you be dead.
You know what I done for gangster raps, what Charlie Manson done for the Beatles.
It sounded good.
Oh, but none of them had a mansion in Nutley. Maybe I can put down a line of rap along children's books.
I don't think so.
Well, why not?
'Cause Dookie, now you be dead. Dookie.
666, baby. See how many votes we got in that poll?
666?
Yes. Now, do you think that's an omen?
Are you feeling 666?
You know something? We ought to add that to the poll. Neil Rogers is the Antichrist.
Well, we know that.
Well, let's get it on there. We got that voicemail, the Antichrist lady.
Right. I saw the bald spot. You see the numbers right there.
Neil Rogers is very... Yeah, well, what about those numbers, by the way? Now that we have Duff no more, we got to rely on Clarence. Who
I had him here, and then I went on vacation.
It's not that important. You said we were flat.
Flat, we were.
Yeah, well, that's not bad, considering November was the Wilma month. And also considering the fact that it's like... it's just bizarre.
Do you want him?
I don't want him.
Okay.
All that's good. By the way, 145 over 91.
Ooh. It could be
a lot better?
It's better, but not as good as it could be.
Well, I got news for you. If it was dropping as fast as you would like to see it obviously drop, I'd be on the float, okay? Oh, his blood pressure is 60 over 30. It's coming down because I'm relaxing now, because I'm enjoying all these great calls.
Have a cocktail.
All these Ojan Provocatorum Goyim.
We're going to really get to him.
Yeah, sure you are. Wait till you see my paycheck on next Tuesday. Neil Rogers is very entertaining, 274. A voice of reason, 142. A genius, 85. A freaking genius. Not just a regular genius, but as Randy would say, a freaking genius. I wonder where she got that. A fat old fag, 75. Panic, 42. Stale, 27. Uh-oh. Mo must have the odd vote. divisive 10, boring 6, and a bigot 5. Solamente, cinco, cinque, whatever. Out of 666. But I bet you if I refresh it, maybe what you put on it, a new one? The Antichrist?
That's right.
There it is. None yet, but it'll go zooming up there. You'll see. I am the Antichrist, okay? I do like a good steak. Not necessarily through the heart, but I like a good steak. What? Don't you like a good steak?
I do. I love one.
I'm not going to be eating no more, man. I'm off the food.
Good.
Food will kill you. I sat there. That's all I did for 3 days. You know, it's very interesting that every time I come there, I have a stroke.
Yeah. Coincidence?
In my life. Huh? No, seriously. That time a couple of Februarys ago. Remember that?
Right.
And I told you, I predicted it because you sit and you sit and you eat and you eat, you know. And by the way, Dick, I don't want dessert at Pompano Park anymore. Thank you very much, but don't anybody be giving me any desserts. Although they will send me flowers. Maybe like Jeff Cohen was sending me flowers.
Oh,
remember that
speaking of
notice
that
he had at my mother's funeral? It said, "This funeral catered by the Pizza Loft." I like that. That was a nice touch.
You might want to have someone else check your packages for you, because I heard a rumor that somebody sent you some chocolate.
Well, what does that mean?
Chocolate.
Are you serious, or are you just...
No, I just made that up. Someone here in the building, John Jarris, came back from Germany, and I think he sent you some chocolate.
Oh, that's what he wanted the address for, was to send me chocolate? He was in there one day, and I thought he was a good guy. We were having our usual nice, friendly chat, and he was stomping around in those big hip boots he wears.
Right. Well,
singing Deutschland über alles.
He's a little too nice.
Yeah, exactly, just like Albert Speer. So remember he wanted the address. Remember that, Josh?
Right. So got a chocolate-sniffing dog.
And Miguel gave it to him, so he sent me a bunch of chocolates. I thought he was sending me like some literature or something. That's the last thing I need is chocolates, okay, John Jarris? You lunatic. You Nazi, man. Oh, my God. I'm not going to go into it. The audience is bored with that already. How many times have I talked about, screamed about it? People killing you with kindness?
And he could have saved it for me.
Right, that's right. Give it to George. He and his poor family need the damn chocolates.
Oh, jeez.
That's
don't
right.
Get me
his
started.
poor desperate family after all the car problems over the weekend and a screwed up Christmas. Man. Could have done something nice for you. No, he sends me a bunch of chocolates. This fat old diabetic fag who's got blood sugar of like 900 over 800 and on the verge of death on his last legs on the way out. When in doubt, he's on the way out. That's what you think. I'm going to live to 100 just out of spite, just being a mean bastard. Just outlive some people. WQAM, hello.
Condoleezza.
WQAM, hello.
Hello, Rogers. How are you?
Okay.
All right. Listen, I want to add to your poll there, if I may.
Yeah.
Let's see. I was thinking escape from chaos. To listen to you is escape from chaos of this everyday
Neil
life.
Rogers is the escape from chaos.
There you go.
Oh. No. We passed it by the judges, and the judges said, WQAM, hello.
Hey, what's up, Neil, bro?
Yes, sir.
Buen feliz año, brother.
I'm back to you.
Hey, let me ask you, man.
Speak it English, man. Speak it English.
For sure, man. You know Spanglish down here is the first language, bro.
I know that.
Hey, is chocolate poisonous for dogs?
Yes.
It's interesting. No. Now, George right away jumps right in there. No, it is not. Dark chocolate is poisonous. If it's a little dog and they eat too much, it can be. But the dark chocolate is what's really bad. Because I just happened to see a show on that just a few days ago on City Pulse, and they were talking about dogs and chocolate. And one guy talked about how his Great Dane got into a whole big tin of chocolates and opened it up and ate the whole thing.
Yeah, because some people told me yes, some people told me no, but I heard a story that a little dog, they gave him a chocolate birthday cake. So he ate like a slice, and then these idiots let him sleep with the cake, as a birthday present, and he woke up dead. I mean, he never actually woke up, so.
Wake up dead. Now, isn't that interesting way you said that? He woke up dead.
Well, his soul went to doggy heaven,
You know what? That must be like all those miners. That must be like all those coal miners in West Virginia. They were alive, but then they woke up dead.
Hey, man, sometimes when you're reborn, you actually die. So,
No chocolate, baby. No chocolates for the dogs, please.
No,
hey, let me ask you, for the poll, did did someone mention Neil Rogers as God, or no?
That would be good.
Because you know what I'm saying? I used to go to Catholic school, unfortunately, and the one thing they told me is if you keep faith, you'll one day speak to God. And I'm speaking to him right now. So
this is your chance. On your knees, Pally. Okay, have a great day.
You too, buddy.
You too, buddy. Kiss my ring, or something that rhymes with ring. Okay, let's put that on there. We can put God. Might as well put some self-serving crap on there. Got enough cheap shots. I'm not one of those people who worries about cheap shots. All I worry, you know why my pressure came back down so fast?
I give up.
Because I started that routine again about thinking about the paycheck.
Oh, yeah, that's a good plan. I told you,
I went off, just like I went off my Bob Lassiter-induced, very, very strict, don't eat any crap, and I did that for quite a while. And then I was home, and I'm not blaming anybody but myself. I had Cold Stone ice cream crap.
Ooh, creamery.
Right. A lot of it. God, is that good.
I drove by one.
Well, you know what? For me, that's the kind of stuff once a year is enough. I don't know. It's not the kind of stuff you want like all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I can't describe why, but it's very unusual. It's very heavy.
Rich? Okay.
Yeah. It's very fat rich. Oh, and I had quite a conversation with my friends at the track about that night, but I was,
I'll bet.
Good thing I wasn't there.
Yeah.
Because if you have an experience like that, it lasts with you forever. It's one of those things you can't get out of your mind, you know? And he had the super. That's the best part.
Or the salad?
No, he had the crudite dip. 5670560. Let's see. Let's get this Iraq stuff out of the way, okay? A suicide bomber set off his explosives in the middle of a funeral Wednesday. That sounds like today. Killing at least 30 people.
About 30, man.
And wounding 36, police and hospital officials said. This is in Bakuba. For all you Cubans out there, it was in Bakuba. For us flights in Fort Lauderdale, man, they're going to Montego Bay and Kingston and San Juan. And it's a zoo in there, but I guess you're right. It must be because it was New Year's.
Yeah.
I haven't heard from one person that's going to give me the lowdown on that Fort Lauderdale Airport if it's always that chaotic there. Because if it is, I would never fly there again.
Last couple times I was there, it was not chaotic.
Oh. Because Miami is farther away, but at least it's... Yeah, I mean, American Airlines is chaos at my MIA, but I never fly American.
No, Miami's way worse.
No, it is not.
Yes, it is.
You see, you've been hanging around with George too long. You say things as though it's a matter of fact. Miami is way worse in terms of certain airlines, like American, is just total chaos.
There's way more people.
But I don't find... No, you're wrong. Like Terminal G, where Air Canada is nice, and, I mean, there are some days, obviously, when it's heavy duty and it's packed, but most of the time it's very orderly and very, like, run-of-the-mill, and it's not chaos.
Okay, and the 2 times I've been to the Miami airport...
Oh, 2 times? Wow.
Yeah, well, it's taken about 2 hours to get through the terminal.
Yeah. But why do you think they call it terminal?
That doesn't happen in Fort Lauderdale.
If you could have seen the scene, but again, the celebration. It wasn't New Year's Day, but it was the day we were celebrating the holiday, Monday.
Mm-hmm.
You would have thought they were giving away free plane tickets and $1,000 cash to everybody. It was just madness.
Last year I had to go twice because of the whole exchange student thing, and it was a breeze each time.
Fort Lauderdale?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll try it again, once.
But I'm not saying anything bad about Miami International. I never had a problem there either to speak of.
No, it all depends on what terminal you're in. And, of course, Josh doesn't fly Air Canada because he doesn't come here because he's an illegal alien. Oh, another bad Baiji, Iraq. Baiji, I don't know how you say it. And who cares?
Baggy.
A U.S. airstrike killed several members of a family in the oil refining town of Baiji in northern Iraq. What?
Well,
several members. The U.S. military said aircraft had targeted the house after 3 men suspected of planting a roadside bomb were seen entering the building late on Monday. The military statement made no mention of casualties and said Iraqi police had handled the scene after the attack. Local people at the scene of the blast said 7 bodies were recovered from the rubble, including at least 2 children. That'll teach him to be there.
Mm-hmm.
A police official in the regional capital, Tikrit, said 6 people were killed and 3 wounded, although an official at the Joint Coordination Center, where they handle the joints, which liaises between U.S. and Iraqi forces, said 14 died. 14 died. Oop, wrong house. Sorry, mister. Boy, I got a lot of good stories in here. Not a lot, but I got a few that are pretty good. Like the swinger party unnerved soccer parents at Orlando Hotel. Oh, and by the way, swing clubs are legal in Canada now. Well, they got a big one in Montreal, so next time you want to go somewhere and go swinging it.
Okay, I'll find someone to go with.
I'm serious. There was a big article about that just the other day. Or was it the uterus day? I get my udders and my uteruses mixed up. Don't you?
All the time.
I say a good bomb. Well, tell Duff to take the day off. A good bomb back there in sales couldn't hurt. Una bomba grande would be good. Starting right under Curtis's.
Rectum.
Yeah. That's Curtis Raymond Burr.
Yay.
But I'm not going to get about. Like I said, no more. Que sera, sera, baby. Go out and sell a bunch of crap or not, whatever you want to do. It doesn't affect my income, any of our income on the show. And as far as the Beasleys are concerned, any bunch of yahoos that are too cheap to put up the 10 grand, even, see, they could have taken it back. That's the best part, the seed money for the CD. Right?
Right.
That would work for me, no problem. But they're too cheap to even do that. They can take it back out of the proceeds. Oh, no, we want to make sure that all the revenue... So basically what they accomplished is making sure that Animal Pet Rescue doesn't get anything. So I'll be sure and send them a nice check like I do, like I used to do with a charity. I'll be sure and send them my own check. Without the CD and all the hassle and aggravation that goes along with it. In addition to which, you know as well as I do that with the last several years, as soon as that CD comes out, it's online, they're downloading it for free, they're burning their own copies, and they're garnished elephant, man. It's a waste of time. Right?
Right.
In fact, I got one of the key. I got one of my, now, I don't dare. Let's see. I don't know which one is going to come up. We might have to dump it.
This is better than sex.
See? There's the old Howard David keychain. Right? And then, of course, the Mad Dog ones were like, sold like hotcakes.
Oops.
Did you have to dump that one?
Yeah.
No. That was the one I was hoping to
Mad
come
Dog.
up.
He's such a potty mouth.
Oh, yeah. 11:57 at QAM. We got the Momeister, the Mad Dog, Panther Hockey, Eddie K. What's not to like? And it's all for free. No subscription radio, baby. You don't have to pay for it.
Stern starts Monday.
Oh, I'm sorry. For the hour, Stern with Larry King tomorrow night. Of course, he probably won't be on anyway because Larry King gets interrupted and preempted every night for the crazy story du jour, whether it's the miners, the fires in Oklahoma. Hey, are you in a dead-end job, underpaid? If your New Year's resolution is a high-paying career, you better act now. Pick up the phone and call Fast Train right now at 1-866-FAST-TRAIN. Fast Train will get you trained and ready for your new high-paying career in just a few short months. That's right. Obtain your new high-paying career in just a few short months. The demand for medical coding specialists and computer professionals is right now at an all-time high. Fast Train offers convenient day, evening, weekend classes, job placement assistance, and financial aid for those people who qualify. So pick up that phone and call Fast Train at 1-866-FAST-TRAIN. Fast Train's placed over 100 individuals just like you in 2005. Fast Train. Check Fast Train out on the web at fasttrain.com. You must act now in order to obtain your new high-paying career. Classes are quickly filling. Don't miss the opportunity this year. Call toll-free 1-866-FAST-TRAIN. This year, make your New Year's resolution a reality, a real life and a real job that goes along with it. Fast Train.
This is Neil Rogers. This is 560 QAM.
I'm Mohammed David, and this portion of the Neil Rogers 12 to 1 hour is brought to you by the letter 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 slices of pizza. All for me.
Hi, I'm Jim Perdue, owner of Perdue Chickens. You've probably heard a little bit about the bird flu. Well, let me just tell you, there's nothing to worry about. You can eat Perdue chicken all day long and never have to worry. That's because we thoroughly inspect every chicken on our Perdue farm, so you can be sure the chicken you're eating is safe. This is my farm. Let me show you some of my pride and joys. All of them have names. This one over here is sleeping his birthday. That other one sleeping over there is Henrietta. That one's Doris, Annie, Abby, Bobby, Cynthia, Candy, Dolly, Ernestine, Katie, Lorene, Monica, Martha. Well, they're all sleeping too. They must have been up all night long thinking about their trip to the market. This is my friend Joe over here who takes care of these chickens.
Those chickens up there,
They got the what?
Yeah, they got the flu. They ain't sleeping, they got the flu.
All right. My friend Joe tells me it's time to wake the birds up and feed them some bird food. Right, Joe? Right, Joe?
You don't say right to me, I'll fire your ass. You understand?
All right. It's time to feed them. Whatever you say. So don't forget, head on down to your local grocery and ask for my special inspected extra safe chicken. I know your family will feel a whole lot better knowing it's Perdue.
Looking for a value meal that's positively infectious? Head down to KFC Killer Flu Chicken for the Bird Flu Family Pack. 3 extra crispy legs, 2 thighs, and 4 contaminated beaks, all for only $9.99. It's finger slicking good. It's a killer deal on a killer meal. KFC Killer Flu Chicken.
You think that kid in Fort Lauderdale that went to Baghdad came back with a contaminated beak?
Let's say you did.
I'll get to that story in a minute. I got the Maureen Dowd column. She says it's not personal, Jack. It's strictly business. Jack Abramoff, who ought to be all over the news, man. But instead, we're like back on the coal miners again. False report blamed on miscommunication. They're alive. Oh, they're dead. We don't know.
That's what we said.
Yeah. Oh, there's that jackass.
Through stray cell phone conversation.
You know who he reminds me of? Remember after the TWA 747 crash several years ago?
Right.
Remember in New York?
Mm-hmm.
And then Bob Francis came on there from the NTSB, and him and the guy from the FBI, and they lied, and oh, brother. Remember that?
I do.
They lied. Anyway, you'll love this story. This is amusing. We need a lot more of this. Prove Christ exists, judge orders priest. Don't
Really?
you love that?
Where is this going on, and how can I watch?
Oh, well, you have to go to Italy.
Okay.
An Italian judge has ordered a priest to appear in court this month to prove that Jesus Christ existed.
I'm excited.
What?
I'm tickling myself.
Are you really? The case against Father Enrico Righi has been brought in the town of Viterbo, north of Rome, by Luigi Castioli, a retired agronomist who once studied for the priesthood, later became a militant atheist. You go, Luigi. Signor Cascioli, author of a book called The Fable of Christ, began legal proceedings against Father Righi 3 years ago after the priest denounced Signor Cascioli in the parish newsletter for questioning Christ's historical existence. Or is that hysterical? Oh, sweet Jesus, they're all alive. That was just so beautiful, you know. They're all running around high-fiving and jiving and everything. And, oh, they're alive. It's a miracle.
They were raising and praising.
They were all praying to God and Jesus to save them all. And then, oh, gee, they're dead. Well, Jesus must have been busy. We got all these college football games. He's probably betting on Texas. When you think he'd bet on Texas, Josh, they're a lot more religious, at least allegedly, than USC, all them perverts in California.
That's right.
Yesterday, Gaetano Maitoni, a judge in Viterbo, Gaetano Maitoni, I just love Italian man. It's so schmaltzy. I just can't get over it. It's just so wonderful. Although some of those people do smell bad. A judge in Viterbo set a preliminary hearing for the end of this month and ordered Father Righi to appear. Maybe you ought to order Jesus to appear. The judge had earlier refused to take up the case, but was overruled last month by the Court of Appeal, which agreed that Signor Cascioli had a reasonable case for his accusation that Father Righi was abusing popular credulity. Did you ever abuse popular credulity?
Not lately.
I do that every day
But
on
I'm
this
thinking
show.
about it.
Yeah, abuse it. Signor Cascioli's contention echoed in numerous atheist books. And by the way, can I interrupt myself for 1 second?
If you must.
See, the purpose of this show, I know this comes as a great shock to you, is I'm not here peddling Toronto or Canada or upstate New York or any other place or Rome or Berlin. Wherever you like it, as the Chinese say, gay gesundheit hate.
Gay.
That's it. Have a good time. If you like it in Fayetteville, North Carolina, you all have a good time. You like it in Aintree, you have a swinging time. So I love these people who are trying to convince me, like it's everything in Florida's got to be a big argument. Oh, no, this is better than where you are. Whatever. Believe me, I've been there recently. Ooh. Signor Cascioli's contention, echoed in numerous atheist books and Internet sites, is that there was no reliable evidence that Jesus lived and died in first-century Palestine apart from the gospel accounts which Christians took on faith. There is therefore no basis for Christianity, he claims. I would suggest that...
Absolutely correct.
But then again, what do I know, being the militant bastard atheist that I am? Signor Cascioli's one-man campaign came to a head at a court hearing last April when he lodged his accusations of abuse of popular credulity and impersonation, both offenses under the Italian Penal Code. He argued that all claims for the existence of Jesus from sources other than the Bible stem from authors who lived after the time of hypothetical Jesus and were therefore not reliable witnesses. I wonder if he had Paul in mind, you know? Saul, Paul, whatever we're calling him this week.
Mm-hmm.
Senior Cascioli maintains that early Christian writers confused Jesus with John of Gamala, an anti-Roman Jewish insurgent in first-century Palestine.
An insurgent?
Church authorities were therefore guilty of substitution of persons, kind of like an illegal substitution in a football game. So all you Christians out there, 15 yards and the down stays the same. The Roman historians Tacitus and Suetonius mention a Christus or Crestus, but were writing well after the life of the purported Jesus and relying on hearsay. Oh, no. Didn't they have, like, no printing press? Weren't they reading the good books?
Now, hear this.
Now, see here. Father Righi said there was overwhelming testimony to Christ's existence in religious and secular texts. Millions had, in any case, believed in Christ as both man and Son of God for 2,000 years. What a good scam. If Cascioli does not see the sun in the sky at midday, he cannot sue me because I see it and he does not, Father Righi said. Senior Cascioli said that the Gospels themselves were full of inconsistencies and didn't agree on the names of the 12 apostles even. He said that he would withdraw his legal action if Father Biggie came up with irrefutable proof of Christ's existence by the end of the month. The Vatican has so far declined to comment. And then, of course, this story. Now, what website? The Times, the Brit paper Times Online UK. Now we have to have the evidence. Ready for the evidence?
I'm hanging on.
The Gospels say that Jesus was born to the Virgin Mary in Bethlehem, grew up in Nazareth, preached and performed miracles in Galilee, and died on the cross in Jerusalem. Well, what kind of evidence is that? The Gospels say the Gospel was written long after he allegedly died.
Right.
In his Antiquities of the Jews at the end of the 1st century, Josephus, the Jewish historian, refers to Jesus as a wise man, a doer of wonderful works, who drew over to him many of both the Jews and many of the Gentiles. Goyim. Muslims believe Jesus was a great prophet. Many Jewish theologians regard Jesus as an itinerant rabbi who popularized many of the beliefs of liberal Jews. Oh, Jesus was a liberal.
Well, we knew that.
Neither Muslims nor Jews believe he was the Messiah and Son of God, which we also know that. That's a bulletin. Tacitus, the Roman historian who lived from 55 to 120, mentions Christus in his annals. In about 120, Suetonius, author of the Lives of the Caesars, says, since the Jews constantly made disturbances at the instigation of Christus, Emperor Claudius expelled them from Rome. Oh, those Jews were always making trouble, you know what? Always looking for wholesale.
That's right. Making themselves obnoxious amongst the neighbors.
Man, oh man. Oh, I didn't tell you, because you weren't there, about well, I mean, it's not a big deal. It's not like a story, but when I was in Amsterdam at Schiphol, waiting to come back from Amsterdam to Toronto, and the two Orthodox Jews, the Getchkis with the big hats and the whole, I don't know, it just affected me in a way that it never has before.
Where can I get one of those hats?
Huh?
Where can I get one of those big hats?
Oh, brother.
The ones that look like a hockey puck?
Well, your old accountant, he ought to be able to hook you up. He got those tefillin and all that other stuff.
Oh, I got to return your voicemail, David. Sorry.
What the hell does he want?
He was wishing me happy holidays over the holidays, and I was just too wrapped up to return anybody's calls.
Boy, talk about a Getchki.
I was too wrapped up. Get it?
Yeah, I just slid on by it. I slid on it. Speaking of that, speaking of sliding on it, let's see how that poll is coming. Neil Rogers is, what do we got, 744 votes. We might have an outside shot at 1,000 during the show, but I don't want to no. Do you think? No. Maybe?
Don't even, why bother?
Nah, why should we go there? Too much pressure, too much stress. We don't want to get stressed out. We don't want to get that pressure back up.
Let's take another hit.
Take it light. Take it light, Neil. Keep it light. Neil Rogers is very entertaining, 303. A voice of reason, 163. A genius, 95. You should live so long. A fat old fag, 80. Now you're getting close. A panic, 43. Stale, 28. That means 14 votes each for Mo and Mrs. Mo. Divisive, 11. God, 7. Boring, 6. Well, God can be boring. He ain't doing much. Obviously, he's not responding to anybody's prayers. Boring, 6. A bigot, 5. And the Antichrist, solamente 3, out of 748, 3. Only 3 Antichrist. Well, you double that, multiply times whatever. Right?
Right.
111. Soccer families and swingers do not mix. Especially when the parents of adolescent soccer players checked their daughters into a hotel that was hosting a New Year's Eve party for more than 200 self-described swingers who had reserved a downstairs ballroom along with rooms on the 9th floor. Parents who traveled from South Carolina and Clearwater to bring their 11 to 13-year-old daughters to a 5-day soccer tournament said they were shocked.
Oh, my God.
By the parade of sexually adventurous partygoers who sashayed through the glass-enclosed atrium, sometimes flashing breast and bare buttocks in front of their children.
Rectum.
How do you like that?
A lot. I like it a lot.
I bet you did. I knew you would. They described the dress of some of the swingers at the Crown Plaza Hotel Airport in Orlando as, see, if you'd known that when you broke down, you'd have stayed there.
No question.
They described the dress as raunchy, despicable, and worse than prostitutes. Las prostitutas. We thought we were coming to Orlando, not the Las Vegas Strip, said Mark Gilbert, father of a 13-year-old who plays on the Clearwater Chargers, a group of 13 and under players. The teams booked the $92 a night rooms for Disney's soccer showcase, sponsored by Disney-wide World of Sports through the Internet from Anthony Travel. They said hotel management didn't tell them about the swingers party or try to keep the uninhibited adults away from their children. Hotel managers wouldn't comment. However, several hotel employees who spoke on the condition, of course, of anonymity, like just about everybody else, said about 200 swingers attended the New Year's Eve party Saturday night, about half the number that attended a similar event a year earlier. One employee said the party was advertised on a swinger website, and participants, some of whom engage in partner swapping and voyeurism, came from across the USA. All of the swingers had checked out of the hotel by late Sunday and couldn't be reached for comment. We're not prudes by any means, said Rob Young of Greenville, South Carolina, who said his two daughters, Leah, 13, and Lauren, 11, were asking questions that were difficult to answer. Like, what are those big boobies?
That's what it's all about.
We would have liked to have been informed when we checked into the hotel so we could have made other arrangements, he said. Young said a hotel manager at one point told the children from Carolina Elite Soccer Academy to move out of the lobby into the swimming pool area. The kids could see through the glass atrium into the ballroom where naked people were dancing, Young said. There were exposed breasts, thongs, that's with a TH, thongs, and see-through dresses on women who weren't wearing any underwear.
Wow.
Young said he complained to hotel management and to John Hollis, an off to the Orlando police officer, asking if the swingers could be kept out of the hallways and lobby. He said neither the officer nor the manager acted on his complaints. He said, "You mama." Hollis was hired by the hotel for New Year's Eve security detail, did not witness any violation of the law. Lieutenant John Mina, a watch commander for the Orlando police, said Sunday night. Officials at Anthony Travel couldn't be reached. It already said that, didn't it?
Yes.
Walker Downs, 15, isn't that a racetrack like Northville? I know I'm way over, but I got to finish this.
It's all right.
Walker Downs, 15, said he was walking through the lobby about 8 p.m. Saturday with his sister Molly, 13, and two of her friends when he saw something he'll never forget. Some lady pulled her skirt down and to show a black thong with diamonds, said Walker, a 10th grader at Malden High School in Malden, South Carolina. It made me uncomfortable because I was there with my family.
You fairy. Yeah, if they weren't there, I'd have jumped right in.
He'd liked it a lot. Walker's mother, Julie Downs, a 43-year-old registered nurse, said her children asked why they were restricted to their rooms and couldn't party on New Year's Eve. Paul Camparini brought his wife, 7th grade daughter, and 8th grade son from Safety Harbor, said he had to delicately explain to my Catholic school children that swingers change partners during the evening. Camparini, 49, said his son initially didn't want to travel to watch his sister play soccer, but thought the swingers party was downright hilarious. You go, boy.
Trust me, sometimes they do it during the day, too.
My biggest gripe is that the hotel had two distinctly different groups under the same roof. A soccer team and middle-aged swingers should not have been booked together. Well, maybe maybe the soccer team would like to participate. You never know. Or at least swim naked a little while. Practice makes perfect. 12:15 at QAM.
This is Neil Rogers. This is 560 QAM.
There was an old farmer who lived on a rock. He sat in the meadow just shaking his fist at some boys who were down by the creek. Their feet in the water, their hands on their marbles and playthings, and at 4:30 there came a young lady. She looked like a pretty young creature. She sat on the grass. She pulled up her dress and she showed them her ruffles and laces and white fluffy duck. She said she was learning a new way to bring up her children so they would not spit, while the boys in the barnyard were shoveling refuse and litter from yesterday's hunt, while the girl in the meadow was rubbing her eyes at the fellow down by the dock. He looked like a man with a sizable home in the country with a big fence out front. If he asked her politely, she'd show him her little pet dog who was subject to fits, and maybe she'd let him grab hold of her small tender hands with a movement so quick, and then she'd bend over and suck on his candy so tasty made of butterscotch, and then he spread whipped cream all over her cookies that she had left out on her shelf. If you think this is dirty, you can go yourself.
All right. 12:19, 136 over 90.
Yeah, in the right direction at least.
What's wrong with that? In the middle of the show?
Right.
That's not that bad.
I'm going to wear mine next time I do a show, see what happens.
Yeah, wear it. Don't bring it, just wear it.
Yeah.
Don't wear it out. So, Maureen Dowdell, breaking news, awaiting remarks from the mine company's CEO. Oh, yeah.
I've been watching this
on. It's a good distraction, baby.
20 minutes.
We sure don't want to talk about Jack Abramoff and all those that big Republican scandal that's coming up, which they're saying is going to make Watergate look like a Sunday walk in the park.
I can't wait.
And that's something.
What about Spygate? How's that going?
Huh?
How's that spy investigation?
Nah, that's small potatoes. Oh, and in fact, funny you should mention that. I just sent along a story to Josh there about the NSA were the ones who initiated the whole spy program in the first place.
Right.
So all this crap about, well, he's got to protect Americans. That's all a bunch of baloney.
Of course it is.
Right. Well, everything, it's national security, and it's shameful that anybody let that out.
And it's a system was established for them to spy, and he violated it.
Right. That is correct. That's why they have the emergency courts.
Right. And the secret courts.
The secret courts, so we can go there. They don't even have to get a warrant. All they have to do is we want to do this. Okay, go ahead. They get instant approval.
Right.
And they can apply for the warrant 3 days later retroactive, like you said. But no, not that, because in fact now they're saying that they're wiretapping and eavesdropping over 500 people a year. Mm-hmm. And of course, who knows who those people might be?
And one of the stories that I posted, you might have read it or not. The NSA is also sharing the information that they gather with other agencies like the CIA and the FBI.
Correct.
So even if you're not involved in spying or terrorism or anything like that, they're going to get you on something.
That's right. When you hear that little knock on the door at about 2 o'clock in the morning, it won't be Xavier Suarez in his bathrobe, okay? Or maybe it will be. Maureen Dowd writes, it's not personal, Jack. It's strictly business. How do you like that? That Maureen, man, she just continues to astonish and astound. I think what she's trying to say is...
You're taking us very personal.
Like that. This is fairly long, so bear with me, okay? It's okay. And it's not as good as all those great calls we've had so far, but they have really just awakened my butt. The sight of Jack Abramoff striding out of federal court here yesterday, looking like a stocky gangster from a 40s movie in black fedora and trench coat, may seem like the strongest evidence so far of how graft and hubris have overwhelmed the Capitol. It could have been a scene from The Godfather, a favorite film of the felonious lobbyist. The Washington Post reported that he did business with people linked to the underworld, built Indian tribes of tens of millions, and then lavished a bundle in travel gambling profits on greedy members of Congress. The Post said Mr. Abramoff loved to amuse colleagues by imitating Michael Corleone as he rejected a corrupt politicians for demand for a share of mafia gambling money. Senator, you can have my answer now if you like. My offer is this: nothing.
Yeah, but
just, don't you love that?
I do.
But just because this is a scale of immorality and blatant sale of government that astonishes even Washington cynics, why look on the dark side? The Abramoff plea bargain may have left his former business partners and political pals panicking, wondering if the rat will rat them out. The Republican Congressmen Tom DeLay and Bob Ney are among these sleazy Solons caught up in the scandal, and House Speaker Dennis Hastert scrambled yesterday to launder $69,000 in dirty Abramoff contributions, donating the wad to charity. And then there's Ralph Reed, the choir boy Bible thumper, who used his links to Christian groups to immorally play Indian tribes off against each other. But looking at the big picture, in some ways, the imperial presidency is working out quite well for everyone. Think about it. All those congressmen don't really need to do their jobs anymore, with the president able to make war more or less as he chooses, treat the enemy as he sees fit, and snoop on Americans at will. Our representatives have more time for the duty many are clearly best suited to, playing golf gratis in Scotland. Remember how the White House press used to give poor Bill Clinton such a hard time about mere mulligans? Now that Dick Cheney has freed Congress from the bother of advising and or consenting, lawmakers can work on new ways to game the system and wallow in the GOP's culture of corruption, while tut-tutting about the decline in American moral values. Since the Republican-run Capitol doesn't have to worry about holding the Bush White House accountable for excesses in torture and spying and the other myriad ways it's placed itself above the law, congressmen have more leisure hours for Abramoff's successors to treat them to some Redskins games and steak dinners. Checks and balances are now as quaint as the Geneva Conventions. Congress is complicit in putting its thumb on the scale for the executive branch. The Post reported that W had taken advantage of an innovation started years ago by Samuel Alito, Jr. to shore up executive privilege. As a young Justice Department lawyer in the Reagan administration, Mr. Alito created a strategy that has the president declare what law means when he signs them. Mr. Alito wanted the courts to focus as much on the president's interpretation of a law as on what he called legislative intent. W has issued at least 108 such statements. The Post said, rejecting provisions in bills that the White House regarded as interfering with its powers, national security, intelligence policy, and law enforcement. And since the imperial presidency is run by the vice president, W has a lot of free time to do the things he likes to do. Confined with his wife and mother-in-law at the Crawford Ranch, he spent his Christmas vacation mountain biking and clearing brush. He left the ranch for a brief visit at Brooke Army Medical Center in San Antonio, where he kidded in a way that again showed his jarring lack of empathy with the amputees from Iraq and Afghanistan. As you can probably see, I have an injury myself, not here at the hospital, but in combat with a cedar. I eventually won. The cedar gave me a little scratch. As a matter of fact, the colonel asked if I needed first aid when she first saw me. I was able to avoid any major surgical operations here, but thanks for your compassion, Colonel. You see that with a little scratch on his forehead?
No.
Maybe they're doing a lobotomy. W also used the occasion to defend the Nixonian eavesdropping program that made even John Ashcroft and his deputy James Comey skittish. As the Times reported, Andy Card and Alberto Gonzalez had to make an emergency trip to see the reluctant Mr. Ashcroft in the hospital in March 2004 to get the program recertified because Mr. Comey had balked. You know you're in trouble when John Ashcroft is worried about overreaching. Says Maureen Dowd. That's today's column from the New York Times.
But I want to know who let that information out.
The same New York Times that had the big headline on the front page this morning, as did so many other American newspapers. Miracle rescue. All 12 alive got in coal mine. Oops. How do you like that?
I guess I don't.
See, that's one reason that newspaper sucks, is this going to bed early crap, you know? I wonder how many newspapers had the final of the Orange Bowl last night. Josh?
What?
Well, what time did that game end? They went in 3 overtimes.
I don't know. I didn't watch the end of the game.
Well, neither did I. You'd have been up till 2:30 in the morning. Who the hell knows what time that game ended? I'm sure somebody would know. Isn't that important stuff?
Huh?
Come on, baby. Penn State Penn, the crazy Joe Paterno. Now, am I the only one who thinks that his behavior is outrageous or what, Josh?
No, he's lost it a long time ago.
Over the top, baby, like a lunatic, like a madman. Bitching out the referee, swearing and cursing and yelling and just spitting blood. Well, they won the game, though. Yeah, that's a good point.
If you weren't like 92 and,
Yeah.
They just let him
That's
go.
his legacy, man. That's his legacy. Bad uniforms, by the way. I don't care if they won. Their uniforms suck. And how about those Hurricanes, huh? 40-3 against LSU? Not exactly, was that embarrassing or what? And then they fired like 3 or 4 coaches?
Yeah, faux.
Not Coach Coca, but 4 coaches had to go. Because at UM, it's just like Notre Dame. If you don't win every game, you're out. And Notre Dame wound up losing that game the other day. And the Hurricanes, LSU 40, UM 3. They did get the first 3 points of the game, though. That's something to be said.
Something.
Yeah. Now, what was that? Was that the Cracker Barrel Fiesta Taco Schmaco? What was that?
That was the Chick-fil-A.
Oh, the Chick-fil-A Bowl. Right. Even Coach Coker was saying, well, we're honored to be in the Chick-fil-A Pizza Bowl, whatever he was talking about. 28, well, it's not much honor anymore when you lose 40-3 to a girls' school. 28 past noon at 560 WQAM. If you're in a dead-end job and underpaid, if your New Year's resolution is to get you a high-paying career in life, you better act now. Pick up the phone and call Fast Train right now at 1-866-FAST-TRAIN. Fast Train will get you trained and ready for a new high-paying career in just a few short months. That's correct. You can obtain that new high-paying career in just a few short months. The demand for medical coding specialists and computer professionals right now is at an all-time high. Fast Train offers convenient day, evening, weekend classes, too. Job placement assistance, financial aid for people who qualify. So pick up that phone and call Fast Train, toll-free, 1-866-FAST-TRAIN. Fast Train has placed over 100 individuals just like you in 2005. So check Fast Train out on the web at fasttrain.com. Act now in order to obtain your new high-paying career. Classes are quickly filling. Don't miss the train of opportunity this year. Call 1-866-FAST-TRAIN. There is absolutely no obligation. Tell them that Todd Dreck told you to call. They'll get a big chuckle out of that. This year, make your New Year's resolution a reality. Get yourself a job and a real life by calling Fast Train today.
This is Neil Rogers. This is 560 QAM.
Are you tired of the same old when it comes to ice cream parlors?
Yeah, boy!
Well, you're in luck. From the company that brought you the successful ice cream chain, Baskin-Robbins 31 Flavors brings you the first ever inner-city ice cream parlor from Public Enemy's #2 rapper. Introducing Baskin-Robbins 31 Flavor Flaves.
Yeah, boy!
That's right. At 31 Flavor Flaves, we put a little something into ordinary ice cream. Instead of a boring old chocolate, at 31 Flavor Flaves, it's called Scoop of Chocolate, bitch.
Yeah, boy!
And let's not forget about the scrumptious treat, Rocky Road, motherfucker. There's also Neapolitan can kiss my black ass, Strawberry can suck my ghetto, and our brand new flavor, Moose Tracks, up on your white ass.
Yeah, boy!
31 Flavor Flaves, where our motto is, stop in and grab a scoop, bitch.
Let's play that 100 times. What do you say?
Do it.
Good bleeps in it. You know what we got?
What?
We're going to do 1,000 votes today. What a good way for me to break in the new year. I can't believe you did a show on Monday. And neither can you. I
was shocked and amazed that nobody else was working either.
Well, see, so it's a good thing you got to do the one yesterday, because Monday was just like a walkover. It was like a
I used all my material on Monday, so I had nothing for yesterday.
Well, you should have just done it again, because nobody obviously was listening Monday anyway.
Oh, we did.
Now, this show is very stale. There's no question about that, and boring, but we do have $7.99, which means by the top of the hour, we'll have like probably 8:20, 8:30. We got a shot at 1,000 today, which would be a fine way to start the new year. Even Josh would be impressed by that.
I would be.
And by the way, Josh was really bitching you out bad when you were on vacation about sending him 8 million stories every day.
Well, you know.
I mean, I know you're conscientious and you want to do a good job on that, but like, after you get through the first 60 stories, you got to realize that this young man has got other things to do.
I understand they weren't redundant. I made sure that each one was unique and different and important.
Yeah, there you go, Josh.
Okay.
I don't think he's sold. I think you'll have to try a little harder than that.
Oh, he said he didn't want to do them anymore anyway.
I sure hope. Was that it? Oh, okay.
There's another look.
Good. Boy, that's going to save me a lot of cash. I keep waiting for that thing to cross over to 800 and something.
800.
Oh, you got it?
Yeah.
Oh, they're coming in by the ones now. As soon as I said we're going for 1,000, they stopped. 800 votes on our very scientific poll. And I take it very personal, by the way. Boy, my blood pressure's come back down. And let me say this. We went through this once before, remember?
Mm-hmm.
A couple of years ago. And I said I wouldn't talk to those people when they came in there. We went through the whole thing. And my problem is that I backslide, so to speak. And I'm just not doing it no more. I mean, you want to come in and aggravate me in the morning on that end, I'm just going to get up and walk out. In fact, I can just hit the button here and just shut off that return pod. I don't hear nothing. You could be going, bop, and I don't even hear it. How you like that? That's probably the best idea, don't you think?
Yes, it is.
So people like Troy Stratford, okay, stick all the crap on the air that you want, baby, whatever you like, but just stay out of my face. And you're not driving my Corvette, and I don't want anything to do with you, and just go away. And as far as Fat Boy is concerned, are you still alive?
Yeah, I saw him this morning.
Maybe the rumors on him are, oh, damn it. I was thinking maybe he was like those coal miners. Maybe it was a false report. WQAM, hello.
Hey, Neil, how you doing?
Okay, sir.
Hey, I wanted to know something.
Okay, don't we all?
How do you think the American people feel about the United States being the only country to invade another country that has weapons of mass destruction and then not use it on us? They actually go and hide their weapons. Well?
They didn't have any.
They don't have any, my friend.
They weren't hiding them. They didn't have any.
Yeah, they don't have any.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So okay. Oh, boy. You know, see, people that try to be clever when they call, they're about as clever as a fart, you know? Oh, man, seriously, that guinea fowl, that made me cut the foulest cheese, I think, even I was getting grossed out. And I went, oh, boy. Good thing there was, like, all that big space in the upper deck there in first class. Man. 567-0560. Pound 560 on the Verizon Singular, because you know when it makes you swoon, if anybody else walks by and catches wind of it, they're going to look at you like, oh my God, what died and crawled inside your
rectum
ass, right?
Right.
WQAM, hello.
Oh, thank God you're back.
WQAM, hello.
Neil, how's it going?
Okay, Pally.
Just want to wish you a happy Hanukkah, happy birthday, happy anniversary, and happy Shavuos.
Okay, and happy Tisha B'Av too.
And how about those Panthers?
WQAM, hello. Yes, sir.
I was at that game last night. It got over 1:15.
1:15, okay. Thanks so much. Well, what difference does it make? At least you know what time the game was over. And that sounds about right to me, so the newspapers all went to bed before the game was over. And before they found out that those coal miners' daughters and all that other stuff, they were all dead. See, if you're wondering about politics in America and why things are the way they are, and I don't want to like trample on people when they're down and they got all that grief and stuff, but have you noticed, I mean, you really can't help it, because even the Food Channel has got the coal miner story on 24/7 now. Have you noticed those people, and I use that term very loosely?
Oh, yeah. I've been
West
to
Virginia?
West Virginia. Don't know about you.
And I'm kind of surprised, because West Virginia is very often votes Democratic.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't Jay Rockefeller from West Virginia? Yes, he is. Democrat. Huh? I guess maybe the Democrats aren't in the coal mine.
Name this artist.
Oh, working in a coal mine.
Bye.
Working in a coal mine, going down, down,
Oops.
down. Working in a coal mine.
Don't know. Lee Dorsey.
Very good.
Is it really?
Yes, it is.
Wow. See, it took me about 3 seconds. Well, I haven't heard that song in a long, long time. Lee Dorsey. No relation, no kid to Tommy Dorsey or Jimmy Dorsey. Oh, I can't believe it. What was the quarterback for the Hurricanes? What was his name? Dorsey? Ken Dorsey? Is that it?
That's it, Kenny.
Wow. Do I know my Dorseys or what, huh? I know
high
my
blood
ACs
pressure
and my
is good for your brain.
Doocies, too. Now, my pressure is coming on down very nicely. I hate to break the news to you. You had your chance. You could have got me when it was like 172 over 100, whatever it was. You had your chance. You could have started getting me all agitated. And now it's like, no problem. No sweat ski, man. Now it's back to like abnormal.
Oh, why are they doing this?
Well,
Stop faxing stories, you maniacs.
Yeah, you idiots. You know the other story, that song that you should have played?
What?
Tennessee Ernie Ford.
Oh, I don't think we have that in here.
You load 16 tons. You don't have 16 tons?
Looking now.
Come on. That's what. That was number one for about 400 weeks. I bet you Snooky Lanson sang that on your hit parade. I bet you Boca Brown remembers
We do.
that.
We hit close. We have the Johnny Cash version, unfortunately.
Nah.
Hey,
that
take what
sucks.
you can get. If it's on here, that means it was a hit, and Tennessee's wasn't, unfortunately.
Are you crazy?
People say a man is made out of love. A poor man
That was not a hit.
Well,
kill it. That was not a hit. Let me get the book.
I just have like top 5, so if it didn't make it into the top 5.
When you want to start giving me a song and a dance about, let's see, 55
I like the
to
Tennessee Ernie
2000.
Ford version much better, for what it's worth.
Let me say it again.
And remember this, I only have from 1960 up. It was probably 50s.
Yeah. Let's see. Now, what would that be under Ford? Now, here's Gerald Ford. He's still alive, too, man. They keep trying to take him out, Gerald Ford, and he's still alive. I wonder what Squeaky Fromm thinks about that. Remember Squeaky Fromm?
Yeah, I saw it just the other day.
Tennessee Ernie Ford. It was number one for 8 weeks, 16 tons, 11/12/55, November 55.
No chance I got that.
Well, how do you like that? Number one for 8 weeks, baby. It was huge. It was gigantic. It sucks. It was on Capitol Records, and I used to snap the fingers. One thing I really am not very good at, I don't know about you, how do you do it? I'm not a good finger snapper. Oh, there you go. You got to practice, huh? I'm a good finger cracker. Ooh, like that.
I snap all the time.
A knuckle cracker, huh?
I'm snapping all the time.
And I tell you, and Pat Boone, probably also a little piece of trivia that you're dying to know. Pat Boone, the song Love Letters in the Sand on Dot Records, remember, on a day, he couldn't sing a lick. He could lick it, but he couldn't sing a lick. Although he did have a cute Boone in the box. But he did the whistling on that song. Remember in the middle, the bridge?
I had no idea.
You got it? Love Letters in the Sand, Pat Boone?
No, I don't.
You don't?
Don't.
Man, I thought you had the ultimate collection in there, man. You better get with those Time Life people and start expanding your collection.
I got that.
Woody River. See? I know my Pat Boone, mister. Trust me.
What about this one?
If I could hear it, I could probably know it better.
It was a moonlit night in old
Oh, yeah.
Mexico.
It was a cock-a-moonlit night.
I walked alone between some old adobe haciendas.
What the hell is that?
I heard the plaintive
I have it. It
cry
was a hit.
of a young...
No, it was a hit, but it just doesn't ring any bells at the moment.
Well.
Oh, it's Elian. It's little Elianito. Oh, it's Speedy Gonzalez. There you go. It's Speedy Elian Gonzalez, whatever. Thought he was Elian.
You better come home, Speedy Gonzalez.
Oh, enough with him already, okay? I'd rather hear Tutti Frutti.
That's enough for a lifetime.
And if you ask me, in spite of all those protestations,
You failed.
he always looked a little Tutti Frutti to me. 19 till 1. Dan, the Momeister coming along at 2 o'clock. And what a way to start the new year.
This is Neil Rogers. This is 560 QAM.
Bigger than both of us.
The John Lennon Files. To this day, the government refuses to release them. Tonight on the History Channel, you'll find out why. Only the History Channel has uncovered never-heard-before tapes of Lennon's rehearsal sessions, recorded under the constant surveillance of the FBI.
All right, not like Joe. Need a bit more warming up. Del Bar? Yes, sir. Thank you. Here's a little ditty for the FBI. But leave me bloody alone.
There's no Nixon, no Spiro Agnew too. Imagine there's no quasars or full-length films of Scooby-Doo. Imagine there's no hookup. How much would that cost? Yes.
Aren't you in enough trouble?
Didn't like that, eh?
This place could be bugged right now.
Don't worry about
Good
it.
idea.
Here's one for the little buggers.
Around the turn of the century, Republicans will get you all to agree. When the sport is launch an attack, you'll get attacked by invading Iraq. And like a pack of gullible fools, believe all the news you hear. Sergeant Jones's country of the down.
Ben, we're in trouble. No. You stop. You want to go to jail?
Right. I need to make a bloody hole in the head.
Get on with the work.
I'm on the roll, boys. Let's call the little FBI buggers. Check this out, then. J. Edgar Hoover, she's about to maneuver in his pretty dress. Yes, sweet gal he likes best for a date like told a poser. Puts a wig and nylons on, paints his lips with Revlon, fighting crime and drag. Busting all the bags, not his type of hoe. Mo. There you are.
Man, we're all going to get busted now.
Just having a bit of fun. H.R. Alderman, he's your pal when things get rough. H.R. Alderman wants to see John Dean's wife in the bar.
12:48 at 560 WQAM. Happy New Year. Happy Wednesday, January 4th. 8:44. We need 156 votes between now and 2 to get that 1,000. I think we'll do it. Can't you smell it?
I smell something. Could be this magic
That
marker.
must be Fat Boy being in the building. I beg your pardon?
I'm sniffing this magic marker.
Former Washington lobbyist Jack Abramoff, who pleaded guilty to federal corruption charges in Washington yesterday, plans today, in just a few minutes, to plead guilty in a separate case in Miami involving the purchase of Broward-based Sun Cruise Casinos, a fleet of gambling ships. He's scheduled to appear in federal court at 1 p.m. today, 12 minutes from now. Abramoff and his business partner, Adam Cadan, 41, were indicted last summer on charges of defrauding lenders in their $147.5 million purchase of the floating gambling operation. They bought the company in 2000. South Florida prosecutors charged the pair with lying to lenders about putting down $23 million to qualify for a $60 million loan. They never made the down payment. Details, you know? They should have called Ditech. Cadan, 41, pleaded guilty last month to conspiring with Abramoff in the Sun Cruise case. And, as if that isn't enough, Governor Jeb Bush, your fat-ass governor, signed into law today a bill that allows 4 Broward pari-mutuels to begin offering slot machines.
Oh!
Looking for that good machine man.
All right.
As opposed to the good machine gun man. That means that as soon as this summer, 3 racetracks and a fronton can offer slot machines in addition to the dog and horse racing and highline machines they already offer. Matches, whatever. Horse racing and highline matches. You ever go to a horse racing match?
Not lately.
They must wait, however, until the State Department of Business and Professional Regulation draws up day-to-day guidelines for operating slots. Those rules would also include the way the slots work and guidelines that ensure the fairness of the machines, man. Oh, everybody wants to get the hot machine, man. They would also include rules on what kind of background checks employees would undergo and how the proceeds from the slot machines would be audited. Proceeds from the machines will be taxed at 50%, a ridiculous rate, money that will go toward education in Florida. Lawmakers haven't yet determined how they'll spend the money, an estimated $100 million in the first year of operation. Lawmakers, well, we know about that. But when they drag their feet, we could already have people plunging their guts out. Wouldn't that be great? But they're not. But this spring, I'm thinking by El Cinco de Mayo. That's what I'm thinking. Aren't you? If I'm thinking, you're stinking. 5670560. Did we get any calls about that Fort Lauderdale Airport? No. I mean, I'm sure that the majority of the people listening to this show are users of Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International.
Now, we'll say this.
Probably most of them don't use Terminal 4,
right.
You know, like I do Air Canada.
Everything, I can't have an opinion since 9/11 because it used to be a Mahia in both places.
Right.
And
yeah, there was nobody there.
Right, and now you can't. They don't let you in past just inside the sliding doors. That's about as far as you can go unless you're a ticketed passenger.
Right.
So I had to be the adult escorting the teenagers back in there, so I got to go back in there, and it was just fine. But I don't, out front before they let you in, it's like standing room only because it's so crowded. You know what I mean? Because they don't let anybody pass that point, the checkpoint.
Well, did you go through the security or not?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, and did they have that zigzag security where you go through that, like a maze, like insanity?
No, I didn't go during a rush time.
Huh?
I didn't go during a busy time.
Oh. Maybe that's why they had that maze, because it was so busy.
Probably. Amazing.
Crazy people. WQAM, hello.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
Hey, what they're not talking about with the mining accident on the news is the most important thing. That place had 205 violations last month for health and safety.
Yeah, we know that. That's they must be talking about it, otherwise we wouldn't know that.
When I saw it on TV, nobody's ever talked about it.
Sure, well, where did you find out about it?
Another radio station.
Yeah.
And that's what they were
whoever was on a radio station is full of crap, because I've seen that on the TV coverage a million times already.
Well, I didn't see that.
What show did you hear that on?
On Scare America.
Oh, well, Scare America is full of crap, okay, because it's a big exclusive, okay? It's been on there 8 zillion times already, and they've shown the chart how many they had last year and the year. They're feeding you a pile of crap, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah.
Also, the guy that runs the agency used to be a coal mine executive.
Yeah.
Does that really surprise you? I mean, the way this president's doing things?
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. Why are you so worried about that? Because the media tells you to be worried about it?
No, because that's the way this administration runs itself.
No, that's the way the people run themselves, okay, is they let the media tell them what they ought to be all whipped up into a frenzy about. That's why. I couldn't give a flying crap or crap less about this coal mine thing. And guess what's on CNN right now?
Live on the air right after it happened. There was just so much.
Give me 80,000 guesses, okay? Again, at the risk of sounding insensitive, there's people dying all over the place all the time, and especially the 2,200 who died in Iraq based on a bunch of lies, but the media doesn't want to cover that very much because it's bad for business. So let's zero in on the hysterical story du jour, which we've seen 80 billion hours of coverage on. Well, listen, you stick with Air America, man. You'll get some exclusive crap that nobody else will know. Won't he?
Sure, yeah, why not?
You bet. I got 2 stories by Doug Thompson, your favorite.
Yes, he is. I got all his stories on there. I don't know if you noticed.
Good for you. Bush's drinking and drug use must be investigated. Anti-gay group disrupts funerals of slain soldiers. But first, speaking of stories that we have to be really whipped up into a frenzy about, it's one of the first things George said to me this morning. He said, "Why should we care about that punk from Fort Lauderdale who went to Iraq?" And I thought to myself for a second, and I said,
"Why?"
Good question. Because I don't. Other than he's got a bad nose. And then come to find out that it's like this story that we're supposed to be whipped up with the coal miners. They give you the false information, like, oh, well, this kid sneaked out of the house and somehow he managed to get baloney. Daddy was the one who set it all up for him. How do you like that? You did see that, didn't you? The follow-up?
No, I didn't. I've been ignoring it. His big nose comes on the TV. I change the channel. Kind of like Eric Hagen.
An American teen who cut class to make a solo trip to Iraq returned Tuesday to his exclusive private school, where officials said they weren't sure how to punish him. How about sending him to
Abu Ghraib?
Faris Hassan will not be expelled from Pinecrest, but the 16-year-old junior could lose his honor roll status, face required community service, or have points deducted from his grade point average for skipping class, said Lourdes Cowgill, president of the Prep Academy of about 700 students in Fort Lauderdale. I wonder if Lourdes Cowgill's kin to the Cowsills. Remember the Cowsills?
Yeah.
And hair?
Right. And everything.
Hair. You got hair?
Oh.
Not much.
Not on the top of my head.
It's all gray, I know. Still, she seemed amazed by the boy's odyssey. This is probably the most egregiously interesting escapade that students have had at Pinecrest. I hope it doesn't get any better than this, she said. What goes through the mind of a 16-year-old? Who knows? If face. Hassan, who, oh my God. Now maybe this one doesn't have the story because I saw the update on it. Daddy, comes to find out, was the one that set up the flight and they arranged for the hotel for him to stay. And then, of course, the kid went wandering out into the streets. And when everybody started looking at him funny, I better go home. Like, who the hell are you and what are you doing here and would you like to live another day? Stuff like that. You know?
Yeah.
We're supposed to care about this. What it reminds me of? It reminds me of the punks, the illegal aliens that get stuck in the wheel well of airplanes. You know what I'm talking about?
Right, that one is the smuggler.
Right. In the wheel well of airplanes. Oh, we're supposed to be really whipped up about that. You know, there's too many important things going on, like Howard Stern tomorrow night on Larry King for the hour.
Tomorrow, 9 Eastern.
There you go. For the hour. Pouring some more publicity. Nice going, Howie. So let me ask you, Neil, do you think that traditional terrestrial radio will be able to continue after, I don't know, somehow we all seem to be still on the air and collecting a big fat one every 2 weeks while everybody and their brother is trying to peddle a song to dance? The last time I checked, they still got 3 million subscribers and XM has got 5 million, and it ain't going up all that much. See what I'm saying?
What are you saying?
I mean, what's 3 million subscribers? In fact, the other thing I read was that Oprah and Anthony are not used to not getting any calls. And you want to know why that is? Because they're on XM. And does anybody listen to... No. Nobody's listening to Oprah and Anthony. So how do you like that? Although it would be nice to have like a whole new, a new horizon, a new bunch of fruitcakes out there, as opposed to the usual fruitcakes. But nevertheless, we'll just have to make do if we ever decide we get like a... let's see, we need a station manager, a sales manager, a operations manager, some salespeople. What am I leaving out?
Oh, please.
All of these things.
What is it? We'll work on it.
Yeah.
A sports liaison guy. See, what they're doing is they're like eliminating positions. And what I heard, and it could be just a rumor, but I heard that they eliminated Duff's favorite position.
This is Neil Rogers.
Wrexham.
This is 560 QAM.
Buttheads, it's the 1 to 2 hour.
I saw Jesus on the stick of hollow bar. I saw him on my pop-up toaster in the seat of my car. All my friends think I'm nuts down at the redneck bar. I saw Jesus on the stick of hollow bar. I saw him in my shaving cream, so I left it on my face. When I went to work, I looked like a jerk, and I was fired in the street. Driving home, I was all alone, thinking someone's playing tricks on me. But in the rearview mirror, I could see Jesus staring back at me. Yes, I saw Jesus on the stick of hollow bar. I saw him on my pop-up toaster and the seats in my car. All my friends think I'm nuts down at the redneck bar. I saw Jesus on the stick of hollow bar. Yes, I saw Jesus on the stick of hollow bar. I saw him on the side of a taco and the hubcap on my car. I saw him in a bowl of spaghetti in the side of the Smucker's jar. Yes, I saw Jesus on the stick of hollow bar. Everybody, I saw Jesus on the stick of hollow bar.
You fairy.
I saw him on my pop-up toaster in the seat of my car. All my friends think I'm nuts down at the redneck bar. 'Cause I saw Jesus on the stick of hollow bar.
Oh my God.
Oh Lord, there he is again.
He's all over the place, man. 102 at 560 WQAM. They just showed the USA Today headline.
Yeah.
Miracle, 12 miners saved, yada, yada, yada. How do you like that? Talk about having egg on your pussy.
Yeah.
Wow. I still don't care about it. 872 votes on the poll, and we got a shot at 1,000. That's what we care about. Neil Rogers is very entertaining. You believe us?
No.
Well, somebody thinks so. 343. Voice of Reason, 195. Oh, and I read in the Weekly Reader that they had all those violations of the coal miners, you know? Yeah, it's a bulletin. Genius, 109. Like that. In fact, I got my dentist stick right now. I'm picking bacon bits out of my teeth. A fat old fag, 87. A panic, 48. He's a real panic. Stale, 32. Most of those are Mo. God, 24. How do you like that?
Neil, God.
Divisive, 13. The Antichrist, 8. Boring, 7. And a bigot, 6. See, a little bit of bigot in every bite, like Timmy Dean. So we move that one up a little bit. See, if we get to 900, then it's 875. Once we get those other 25, we get 900, then it's downhill, right?
Right.
We roll right into that 1,000, man. What a good way. Leave you with a good feeling. As I lay stroked out on the floor with my head off to one side. Actually, my pressure is down very nicely.
Good.
I'm ready to do another 3-4 hours.
Told you that joint would help.
Tomorrow. Oh, speaking of that, good segue for Doug Thompson, the Capitol Hill Blue, the rant. Bush's drinking and drug use must be investigated, he says. Well, this is kind of a long one. He usually doesn't write the long stuff. Is it a little bit long? It's long. Oh, it's real long. Good. I think I got time to do it, too. It's real long. He says, it's my belief that President Bush is drinking again. Even worse, he may be mixing alcohol and antidepressants, a dangerous combination for anyone, let alone the so-called leader of the free world. No, I don't have any proof of this, just random events and comments from those who work in and around the Bush administration and who tell me that Bush has acted in ways that suggest the use of alcohol and drugs. I'm a recovering alcoholic, sober 11 years, 6 months, and 24 days, and I've run across a lot of relapsed drinkers who show the same symptoms as the president, including blacking out while watching television alone, slurred speech and stammering responses to simple questions, anger and hostility in front of staff members, unexplained bruises on his face, and trouble remembering recent events or comments. What about that scratch on his forehead?
It was a brush.
During his trip to Mongolia last November, where he was evidently seeking out other Mongolian idiots, Bush openly sampled the local drink Arag, which is fermented milk with an alcohol content ranging from 3 to 12%, in other words, booze. This was the same trip where Bush tried to evade reporters' questions by attempting to walk out a locked door and then turned sheepishly to the cameras and said he was jet-lagged. Some at the event said his stride was unsteady and his speech was slurred. Uh-oh. According to reports, President Bush may be drinking again, David Letterman said in a late-night monologue, and I thought, well, why not? He's got everybody else drinking. Rumors that Bush was hitting the bottle surfaced in Washington 2 years ago. Sources told us the president was using antidepressants in 2004. We reported the story. The same sources told us last year he was drinking again, and we reported in August. The National Enquirer also ran a front-page story on it, but no mainstream media outlet picked up on the story. On August 27th of last year, the Houston Chronicle reported on a party at Bush's ranch noting that nothing the president said could be quoted, but it's rare that reporters get uninterrupted access to him for 90 minutes, especially when beer is served. Bush, who gave up drinking years ago, drank a non-alcoholic buckler. In Alcoholics Anonymous, we were warned to stay away from so-called non-alcoholic beers, or near beer as it's called. The brew does, in fact, contain some alcohol and can trigger a renewed desire for Mo. The November issue of the journal Alcoholism, Clinical and Experimental Research cites a study by a team of California scientists who report that just the smell of non-alcoholic beer may be enough to trigger cravings and a subsequent relapse among certain alcoholics. In my original articles about Bush's bouts with anger and depression, I quoted Dr. Gerald Frank, a George Washington University psychiatrist, author of the book Bush on the Couch, Inside the Mind of the President. Two questions that the press seems especially determined to ignore have hung silently in the air since before Bush took office, Dr. Frank says. Is he still drinking? And if not, is he impaired by all the years he did spend drinking? Both questions need to be addressed in any serious assessment of his psychological state. Dr. Frank's analysis of the president, which is based on watching and reading and not actual treatment of Bush, agrees with those who have told me the president is also taking antidepressants. In writing about Bush's halting appearance at a press conference just before the start of the Iraq War, Washington Post media critic Tom Shell speculated that the president may have ever been so slightly medicated. Dr. Frank explains Bush's behavior as all too typical of an alcoholic who's still in denial. The pattern of blame and denial, which recovering alcoholics work so hard to break, seems to be ingrained in the alcoholic personality. It's rarely limited to his or her drinking, he adds. The habit of placing blame and denying responsibility is so prevalent in George Bush's personal history that it's apparently triggered by even the mildest threat. None of this, of course, proves that Bush is drinking again or taking antidepressants. The only evidence we have of Bush drinking is the sampling of a local alcohol-based drink in Mongolia and its consumption of a so-called non-alcoholic beer at a party in Crawford, Texas. But my instincts tell me he's doing both booze and drugs, and I believe, as both a journalist and a recovering alcoholic, that he needs to prove to Americans that he's not attempting to govern while under the influence. Blogger Mark Kleiman, writing in the reality-based community, notes, moreover, with rare exceptions, the press seems very reluctant to mention heavy drinking by officials, even when it's widely known. Ted Kennedy's drinking gets an occasional mention, but I bet that most of Pat Moynihan's constituents never knew their brilliant senator faced a permanent battle with a bottle. If Gary Hart's drinking problem has ever made the newspapers, I've missed it, though his behavior in the Diamond Rice affair made it pretty obvious. Those in the know understood that the frequent media references to Bill Weld's laziness as governor of Massachusetts referred to his persistent difficulty in keeping himself vertical after lunch, but again the voters didn't. Even foreign leaders get the same delicate treatment. Boris Yeltsin's erratic behavior was in fact quite regular and predictable once vodka was entered into the equation. Kleiman is right about Moynihan's drinking. You could find the senator at Capitol Hill watering holes almost any night, lunching in many different directions at once while slurping down his drinks. A number of members of Congress are notorious drunks, but their antics are almost never reported by the press unless they get nailed for DUI or caught frolicking nude in the tidal basin. As a journalist, it's my duty to raise questions about the fitness of any elected leader. One may argue over whether or not it's proper to print speculation, but in this case, I believe it's justified. I'm doing my job. I just wish the so-called mainstream media would do theirs, he writes. How do you like that? Here you go, Doug. Huh?
All right.
Good work.
As always.
Want to take a few calls?
Do I want to? No, I want you to, though.
No, well, why don't you take a few? You might get some good ones today. 567-0560. You might get the Gargler back for an encore.
Hi.
Yeah, or Ron. Now, listen, we're not going to make that 1,000 votes the way this thing is going, man. What do we got? 897. We get to about 925 by the bottom of the hour. I'll feel like that. Take a deep breath. Relax. See, here goes that pressure again. Lots of pressure. Don't you feel the pressure?
Yeah, a little bit different, but...
I'm feeling like cutting a big one.
It's a break soon, so I'll go relieve it.
Really? You have to be joking, I hope.
Oh, I just got to pee, man.
Oh, big deal. Just an once?
See.
I mean, an 11?
I'll take it out.
George has got to do an 11. That's a 1 and a 2 and a 1 and a 2 and a 1 and a 2 over and over again, like a Lawrence Welk would say. 567. Oh, look at that. WQAM, hello.
I resemble that last story there, my friend.
Yeah, I bet. WQAM, hello.
Hey, Neil, how you doing?
Pretty good, Pally.
Hey, that headmistress or whatever there at Pinecrest, she said that kid was the most interesting thing they had to talk about.
She's fascinated by it.
Yeah, I know, but didn't Mary Carey go there, too? The porn star that ran for governor in California?
Beats the hell out of me.
I think she graduated from Pinecrest.
Yeah.
I think that's a whole lot more interesting to most of the boys there.
I would agree with that.
Yeah. Well, have a good one, guys.
Okay, you too. See, if he'd run off to Orlando and gone to that swingers hotel, and people would say, all right, te salud, man. He's got a bad schnoz, a really bad schnoz, you know what? That's probably why they were looking at him. What?
That's probably why he blended in.
Well, I will say this. The Iraqi people, how do I say it delicately, are not among the most, I'll try to put it delicately. They were appearance challenged.
Maybe it's just our perception, you know.
No.
We're jaded by those European faces.
No.
I'm trying to be nice.
That is not correct.
As
opposed to, for example, the Palestinian people, of whom I would say, yeah.
Oh, yeah? I haven't taken a consensus, I guess.
Man, you got to be kidding me. And in addition to that, the Palestinians, like the Jews, are circumspect.
That's right. Well, I assume the Iraqis are also.
And even the women. The Iraqis are also circumspect?
Well, they're Arab Muslims.
Not when they're voting for all those schmata heads, man. All those raghead Shiites. See, this is another thing that the mainstream media doesn't want to tell you too much about. They tell you, well, the Sunnis are pissed off and are demonstrating. Well, that's only a part of the civil war that's going on there. Plus, of course, the Kurds are all racing toward those oil pipelines. That's only a part of it, part of the chaos. But the fact that most of the winners were the Shiite clerics who are just like the Ayatollah, that's not exactly what anybody had in mind when they started making up stories. Well, there's the Virginia governor who says, "Bada-beep, bada-boop."
Didn't make it. Is it a possibility that we have 1 or 2 or 3 more? Does anyone really know?
I think the operative question is, other than their families and relatives, does anybody really care? Do you care? Do you really care about that story?
About what story?
How about you, Josh? You all whipped up about that coal mining story?
Definitely not.
Damn it. See, this is your insensitive show, man. We just don't care. We're supposed to care because the media tells us, oh, you got to be worried about this. I'm not.
I care about Spygate and Abramoff.
And all those people dying in Iraq, including Americans who ought to be alive and ought to be
families that were blowing up.
Right. That's correct.
Those are good family values.
How about that innocent family where it's like now it's maybe 14 innocent members got killed because it was the wrong house? Oops.
They weren't innocent.
Oops. That's one of our favorite words. Oops.
They had turfs
Freedom's on the march. 113, man, you just wait till this Jack Abramoff. See, they're not going to be able to cover up with all these other side stories forever. I mean, there's always something going on. But you'll see the day of reckoning is coming, baby. The day of reckoning be coming. And Tom DeLay and Bob Ney and Woody Hayes and all these other people. What do you say? Say, hey, Willie Mays. You'll see. The crap's going to hit the fan. If the crap hit the fan in your house and is all over the floor, call our good friends at Dry Concepts, because they are simply the best carpet cleaning company in the world, and they want to make your life a lot easier. During this month, during January, Dry Concepts encourages everybody to take advantage of their outstanding maintenance contract. Now, Dry Concepts' maintenance contract offers you savings and real peace of mind. Enjoy the benefits of their planned carpet dry cleaning service. Not only will you save 50% off their regular prices, but you'll also enjoy the added benefit of knowing that Dry Concepts will be there when you need them. Dry Concepts is dedicated to the clean carpet approach rather than the common clean, dirty carpet approach. Don't be fooled by those $19.95 specials that leave your carpet soaked for days without treating the real problems. You've made a big investment in those carpets, upholstery, and drapery, so let Dry Concepts protect your investment. Dry Concepts professional staff, fully certified, their service and standard is unmatched. That's why I've used them in my homes for over 20 long years now. So take the worry about having your home sanitized out all year long with Dry Concepts maintenance program. Call them today in Dade, Broward, and the Palm Beaches. It's a toll-free call. Believe you me, nobody does a better job, and they'll give you a written guaranteed price up front before they start doing their spectacular job. Call Dry Concepts at 1-800-248-5071. That's 1-800-248-5071, or on the web it's dryconcepts.com. And be sure and tell them when you call that Troy Stratford told you to call.
This is Neil Rogers. This is 560 QAM.
Dumb as dirt.
Coming up tonight on Inside the Behind the True Hollywood Celebrity Music Biography Profile Story. In the superficial world of the music business, where only attractive people make it big, they were refreshingly repulsive. They were blues travelers.
Hey, this is a tough business. John Papa was a fat guy. No getting around it.
Blues Travelers manager, Slappy Gold.
If you're Britney Spears, they make fun of you because your breasts are fake. I told Papa, hey, at least your breasts are real. Be proud of your man boobs.
But there was more to Blues Traveler than just John Popper's weight problem. For example, he was an accomplished harmonica player.
Yeah, and only a fat bastard like him could work up a sweat playing the damn mouth organ.
Still, Inside the Behind is about the artist, not just the superficial aspects of their outward appearance.
What, I can't make fun of fat people now?
Well, it just seems like a pretty easy target.
Oh, excuse me, Mr. High and Mighty. I suppose we should stop insulting gay people now, too, huh? And Asians? Don't tell me I gotta lay off Asians. I mean, the accent alone is a guaranteed laugh.
Look, this wasn't supposed to turn into a debate about...
Your type won't be happy until everybody thinks we're all human beings and who we sleep with or the color of our skin or where we go to church doesn't even matter.
Sounds pretty good to me.
You're sick, do you hear me? Sick!
Blues Traveler. Pretty heavy stuff. It's a big, juicy, sopping wet lick of show business. Tonight on Inside the Behind.
118 at 560 WQAM. The Mo Meister coming along at 2 o'clock to dazzle you with his analyzation of the football, all the stuff, including last night's Orange Bowl game. I heard it ended 1:15 in the morning. That's a popular rumor. Triple overtime. State Penn and
State Penn.
They play? Oh, FSU. I forgot about them. Bobby Bowden. Even George knows that.
Who?
Old Bobby Bowden, man, he's got some issues. Him and all these other Empire buildings. Oh, the tragedy at Sago Mine, it just goes on, and thank God there's nothing else going on in the world, okay? Have no fear, everything good. Although I will say this, suicide bomber kills 32. A little more on that story we started with. A suicide bomber killed 32 mourners and wounded dozens at a funeral for the nephew of a Shiite politician. One of several attacks today across Iraq that killed a total of 53 people. Now, how many people died in that accident in the coal mine? 12?
12.
Right. Well, 53 people died in Iraq.
Yeah, but they shouldn't have attacked us on 9/11.
That's true. And they shouldn't have been making all them weapons.
That's right.
The sudden surge in violence followed, and they shouldn't have been making them long-distance phone calls to Al-Qaeda. The sudden surge in violence followed 3 weeks of relative calm after Iraq's landmark parliamentary elections on December 15 and came as its three major political parties neared a deal on forming a coalition government that a Shiite politician said would include Shiite Sunni Arabs and Kurds. The Kurds and Ways. In the worst attack of the day, more than 100 mourners were walking alongside the coffin of a 14-year-old boy in a cemetery in the northern town of Muqtadiya. That's right, Muqtadiya. Right. When the funeral procession was joined by a stranger carrying hidden explosives. Suddenly, there was a strong sound, and we were turned upside down, said Amr Kazim, 37. I saw many legs and hands flying all over the place. The cemetery's concrete tombs were stained with blood, and body parts were strewn on the bare earth. At least 32 people were killed and 42 wounded, said Dr. Firas Al-Nida of the hospital in Muqtadiya, whatever that is, 60 miles north of Baghdad, etc., and so on. Good place to send your kid, by the way, on a lark, don't you think?
Sure.
See, they're all worried about that kid. They ought to be worried about the father. There's the one they ought to be taking a long look at what kind of a nutjob sends his kid over and puts him in harm's way like that. Maybe he's just trying to get rid of him. Huh?
That could be.
Maybe you just don't like
what
him.
What kind of a nut job puts it on the news day after day after day like we're supposed to care?
The American media.
I see.
Oh. 5670560. We got 917, Old Bean, which means we got 83 votes to get to that 1,000 in 49 minutes. Should be able to do it, but if we don't, I'm going to be really porked off. My blood pressure is going to go skyrocketing again. This could be my last show for a long time. Put George back on. Put George. We're sick of that. Right. Oh, by the way, if you're not sick of that, Mo will be on it too. The Mo Man. 922 votes. Neil Rogers is very entertaining, 355. A voice of reason, 206. A genius, 114. You should only live so long. A fat old fag, 98. Now we're getting to the meat of the matter. A panic, 49. Stale, 35. Stale, like last year's matzah brai. God, 31. Divisive, 13. The Antichrist, 8. Boring, 7. And a bigot. Solamente 6, only 6. So do you do an once or what?
I did a douce.
Yeah. Did you do a douce?
No, I didn't.
A douchey? WQAM, hello.
Yeah, I believe it's whoop-ass time now, Neil.
WQAM, hello.
I said it's whoop-ass time now.
Oh, yeah.
He had gotten a multi-line phone before.
Oh, has he really? Well,
or he's calling on a cell phone
to
and on a home phone.
I'll start hopping around. WQAM, hello.
Can I work in town?
Wow. WQAM, hello.
Uncle Neil.
Yes, sir.
How are you?
Good.
Happy New Year to you, George.
Yo.
I just got a couple quick things. If that guy's kid would have got killed, he probably would have blamed the government.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would have blamed somebody else beside himself. You can be damn sure of that.
Exactly. And another thing, they interviewed a guy. I don't want to make light of the miners dying, but they interviewed one of the friends that was in the chapel there at the church, and he said, one minute we were praising God, and the next minute we were cussing him. Is that incredible?
Yeah.
When they got the bad news. And then the other thing is, there's a senator called Alex Della Portilla here in Miami, who sent out Christmas cards with what appears to be the state capitol on it, on the front of it and on the inside. But when you look at it closely and read underneath it, it's the capital of Cuba, Havana. Can you believe that?
I'll be damned.
It's incredible.
Viva Fidel, baby, and hasta luego. Arrivederci. 5670560. Like I said, the things that people get all whipped up into a frenzy about, just like that one woman that called last week. Oh, they were speaking, why don't they speak English? Start with that crap again. The bilingual bitches, They're back on a rampage again.
Yeah.
We've asked that question many, many times. What is it about women?
Oh, you're going to get me started, are you?
No, seriously, but what is it that makes them so bigoted? It's just, we're all bigoted, but just like an obsession.
They're all bitter about a whole bunch of things.
Especially that bilingual thing,
yeah.
Huh? WQAM, hello. Line 1 glitch. QAM, hello.
QAM, hey.
WQAM, hello. QAM. And we're just going to wish this guy a real happy New Year, too. WQAM, hello.
Neil, Boricua Smurfett.
WQAM, hello.
Hello, Neil.
Yes, sir.
How you doing, buddy?
All right, Pally.
Let me ask you a question. Since when was the first time that you knew that you were actually gay?
About 5 minutes ago, right before you called. 5670560, pound 560 on the Verizon Singular wireless line. Maricon Bugarron. There, you make you happy? Okay, all right.
Yeah,
obsessed. Gay. Probably seen that Bareback Mountain movie about 50 times, that kid. Oh, yeah. WQAM, hello.
Hi, Neil. What's happening, man? This show sucks.
Okay. WQAM, hello.
Hello, Neil.
Yes.
I changed my mind. Put George back on, man. You blow.
Okay, thanks. 567-0560, pound 5C. At least he's all over the place. He's consistent. WQAM, hello.
Hello, Neil.
Yes.
Welcome back. I appreciate that. George did a good job. Listen, I have to disguise my voice for protection, but I work for a very big company, and they treat us like crap.
Yeah.
And I went online to check online, like insider trading. And guess who's one of the silent partners? Oh, Donald H. Rumsfeld himself. And he treats us like crap. And I just, it's not that interesting, but I just, it answers a lot of questions why they treat us like that.
WQAM, hello.
Hi, Neil. How you doing?
Okay.
Listen, I just want to let you know, man. I have a bone to pick with this, with these people on Channel 7 and all these other news shows.
Mm-hmm.
What's the deal with this kid, this rich kid, going to Iraq, coming back like we give a damn? I mean, what's the deal with that?
Isn't that what I just said? Who cares?
Who cares, man? Why are they wasting our time with some dude who's got money in the bank and no one gives a crap?
Because it has nothing to do with your federal government being a bunch of Nazis and all these innocent people dying. That's why.
Also, listen, I'm one of those people that started listening to you right, when Stern went over to your channel there.
Right.
And I'm one of those people that stayed with you.
Well, thank God.
Keep up the good work, man.
Thanks, Pally.
Bye.
See ya. See, that guy's not going to Sirius. He might listen to Howard on Sirius, but then after that, he's right over here, baby, between 10 and 2, and then he'll probably be gone right away.
It's going to be very interesting to watch that all play out.
What do you mean?
The Sirius thing, and if they make their money back and all these things.
Oh,
they're pushing it so hard.
I don't care. I feel the same way about that as I do about the Sago mine tragedy, with all due respect. It's a whole different... It's a different ballgame,
There's a lot of similarity now that the media is inundating us with this stuff, too. I mean, he's everywhere, Howard.
Well, the media is inundating because of the fact that they figure that he's going to attract a young male audience, which is what they're all desperate for, and therefore, and him being the biggest media hound and the king of all publicity, it works out just fine.
That's why he's going on Larry King for that young male audience.
Which is most the King hoping to get 2 or 3 people under 100, which is most amusing because it seems to me, and I'm positive that I'm correct, is that King has always been trashing a shock radio and all this stuff in a language. He's always been so negative about that. But it just goes to show that in this business we're all a bunch of whores. That's all. We're all a bunch of whores. And so he's whoring all the media time, and they're whoring his hair and big nose, and everybody's really happy. And quite frankly, on this show, we don't give a flying crap. Just give us the check.
This is Neil Rogers. This is 560 QAM.
With this week's installment of Now See Here. Now see here. Pants are essential to a man's attire. Now, I got all kinds of things in my pants. Martians, dingleberries, and who knows what I'll find in there next. Many things have been said about my pants. I may not be wearing any now, but that's only cause in a flurry of excitement, I sold them. Who did more for pants? Fred Moitz or James Coco? Come on. And another thing. Who did more for hygiene? Summer's Eve or Mr. Whipple? And I think you know the answer to that one. And while I'm on the subject of sports, who did more for the Dolphins' offense? Shlomo Rosenthal or Mr. Kitzel? Let me give you something else to put in your pink pipe to smoke. Who did more for Glade Mist bathroom spray? Jorge Fagadorn Rodriguez or Brian Dennehy? Huh? Come on. You can insert the sound effects here. If Joyce would only die. Wait, where do you think you're going? You can't go nowhere. I'm not...
How about if we just insert that? 132 at QAM. Speaking of him, he'll be along at 2 o'clock, ready or not. 944 vote. We need 56 in 28 minutes. It's 2 a minute. Nice math, huh?
I'll take it.
Pretty easy. We ought to be able to two in a minute. Two in a minute. I can do it. I'll say one thing. While you were out, Josh Cordes did a deuce in about 2.5 minutes.
Yeah?
Or less. Picking up right out of my songbook, yeah. First thing you need a warning that, you better be ready, because then he was back before the break-in.
The problem is, I just never know. Sometimes it's short and sometimes
I don't want to
not.
go into a whole song at the end. Let's not get too excretory, okay? 947. We need 53 more votes to get to 1,000, and then we can put everything aside and say, now we've done a good job, right? Wouldn't you think?
Yeah. I think something.
Plus, we want to take a whole bunch of calls this last half hour because this has been really something special today. 5670560. It's been real, that. And pound 560 on the Verizon Singular Wireless line. That's because it's not one of those building polls. We added one or two adjectives or whatever in here, but that's about it. And so these people are really, and especially after having been there for 3 days and looked around and said, oh, geez. It's really scary being there, It's really very scary.
I know. I'm afraid.
Also want to take a whole bunch of calls this last
WQAM, hello.
Hey, good morning. Good afternoon. Listen,
good evening, sir.
I vote for God, but that's not why I'm calling, so it's Neil God.
Yes.
That gets my vote. I'm in my car, so I can't do it on the computer. The news is not Howard going to Sirius. The news is how bad Dave Lee Roth bombed.
Oh, that's right. He started this week, yeah. Well,
yeah.
What a surprise that is, huh?
Yeah, well, that's it. It's proving once again that Stern may be distanced, people may disrespect him, but the fact is, it's hard to do what he does. And
well, the fact is that there isn't that much talent available anymore, because for years now they've been discouraging any talent in this business, and there isn't any. Well, what's the available talent pool out there?
Yeah, you're right.
I'm just reading right now that Sean Hannity, I just read it a minute ago during the break, Sean Hannity just signed up his 500th affiliate for a syndicated radio show.
Yep,
and when Sean Hannity has found 500 stations in this freaking country, what does that tell you?
Oh, worse than that, Bill Bennett. Bill Bennett's got a lot of affiliates now signing up, and then what's that? I mean, it's tough to do this and be entertaining. And so that's why you're Neil God.
Okay, thanks, Pat.
Have a nice day.
And, of course, who else besides Bill Bennett would say...
You could abort every black baby in this country, and your crime rate would go down.
Yeah, see, that's his punishment, man. Just like Carlo. Remember, his punishment was no more in the family business?
That's right.
And now Bill Bennett, his punishment is he's on 8 million radio stations. Okay, that's a good punishment, I would say, for the audience. Wow. You think your show's going to last long? Don't bet on it. 5670560. All the hypocrisy. I'm so tired of it, man. I'm so tired of people with bullcrap. Just wait till this Jack Abramoff thing really comes down. It starts spinning around, man. And all the names that are going to come out. Republicans, Democrats, Whigs. I mean, just you name it. Oh, speaking of Whigs. WQAM, hello.
Hello, Neil.
Yes, sir.
How's it going?
All right.
All right. You're back in town?
No.
Oh, okay.
Well, I was back in town for 3 days. That was long enough for me.
Oh, okay. No, I was going to say, because didn't the old man threaten you that he was going to kick your butt and all this bunch of stuff?
Oh, yeah, that's why I wouldn't come to that station. I'm terrified, man. I'm afraid of a punch in the nose.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Absolutely. No, but yeah, Happy New Year. That's all I wanted to
you.
say. I just wanted for you to be careful just in case you were back in town.
Okay, thanks, pal. Yeah, be careful. Watch out for the old Baumeister. He's going to punch me in the nose. He's punching the world in the nose. He's punching the universe in the nose. From Mercury to Uranus. 5670560. It's, and in fact, who was saying this morning? It couldn't have been Clarence, could it? No, I don't want to get him in hot water. There was somebody saying to me this morning about being in that place is just insanity, and nobody knows any. And the audience, probably, maybe you don't care, but we do care a little bit. We don't have any idea who the general mangler is or is going to be or who's staying and who's leaving and who's on first and what the hell's going on. I mean, it should really tell you something when I get a piece of copy for one of our best clients that says, oh, and be sure and don't miss this sale that ended yesterday. How do you like that?
Yeah.
I got to that, and I just thought to myself, what's the use, I think that was about the time my pressure was 600 over 500.
Cornish Telfin.
Wow. And no excuses because you saw that tub of garbage in the building, right? You saw him waddling around?
This morning, before the show.
Yeah. And what did he say?
He was in the doorway, and I don't know if he didn't make it far enough to actually start talking, but I got the feeling that he was going to come in here and say something to you or something.
Oh, yeah.
And I told him...
don't do it.
Just walk away.
Right. Just waddle away in his case. WQAM, hello. WQAM, hello. 5670560, you know the rest. WQAM, hello.
Oh, yeah. You were talking about the hypocrites earlier. And a couple of months ago, I was with you, and I snuck in something. I said, Kevin, you quisling. At the end of the conversation.
You said what?
I said, Kevin, you quisling.
Yeah.
And my friend Kevin, who supposedly never listens to AM radio, calls me back and says, hey, I heard you say that on the air.
Well, I'll be damned, Kevin. You are a quisling, okay? Nice job, Pally.
And you know what else?
Yeah.
You know what else?
Frank, you fairy.
Oh, that's a good test, you know. Blurt one out about somebody, then you'll find out, oh, they claim they don't listen. They wouldn't listen to that fag on the radio. He's stale, he's boring. Yeah. All you got to do is blurt out their name. And, of course, once a Quisling, always a Quisling. What was his name again? Kevin?
Kevin Quisling.
You Quisling. And Frank?
You fairy.
Right. Oh, speaking of that, speaking of...
You fairy.
Doug Thompson also writes, Ain't This America? An anti-gay group that spews hate and homophobic propaganda has taken protest to a new low, staging photo-op demonstrations at funerals for soldiers killed in Iraq. Waving signs with slogans like, Thank God for Dead Soldiers and God Hates Fags. The group from Westboro Baptist Church in Topeka, Kansas, has appeared at funerals for slain soldiers in Missouri and Illinois recently, spouting their homophobic bile and disrupting what should be a solemn moment for grieving families. Led by the lunatic Reverend Fred Phelps, a hate-spouting firebrand, the group has protested funerals of homosexuals for the past 15 years, but have expanded their activities in recent months to the services of fallen soldiers, appearing at some 70 ceremonies in recent months, even though there's no indication that soldiers being buried are gay. Our view of the situation is that God Almighty blew these kids to smithereens and sent them to hell, claims the 76-year-old Phelps, who said God is punishing a fag army, don't ask, don't tell, for a fag-loving agenda of a fag-loving nation. What do you think he's trying to say?
He's gay.
The protest has sparked proposals of legislation to limit such protests and a backlash from some who have confused the actions of the anti-war group with those who protest the Iraq War. A lot of typos in Doug Thompson's. They need a proofreader on this website. Missouri Senate Majority Leader Charles Shields of St. Joseph has proposed legislation that would ban protesting in front of or near any church, cemetery, or funeral establishments. In Illinois, Lieutenant Governor Pat Quinn has proposed prohibiting such picketing from within 300 feet a half hour before to a half hour after any funeral. The last moments a family has with their son, these ought to be opportunities that aren't interfered with, that aren't harassed, that aren't destroyed and disrupted by a group that's seeking to do exactly that, to be cruel, says Quinn, who attends funerals for Illinois soldiers. In November, Jesse Alcazar of Elmhurst, Illinois, buried his son Christopher Alcazar, a 21-year-old Army infantryman, while a half a dozen of Phelps protesters chanted across the street and waved their signs.
Only half a dozen?
Bad enough that I got harassed after I got out of Vietnam, Alcazar said, but after 37 years of trying to get rid of this wound, they're doing this to my son. How do you like that? Bunch of farbissing. And don't forget, baby, we got that video on sale. Forget about that Best of Neil thing. We're going to raise millions. Goyim Gone Wild starts February 1st.
This is Neil Rogers. This is 560 QAM.
Where radio is what the Q's for in QAM.
Absolutely.
The most talked about film of the year is now the musical event of the year, the Brokeback Mountain soundtrack.
It's raining men. Hallelujah, it's raining men. Amen.
The songs you love from the movie you're afraid to admit you love.
Oh, no, I will survive. As long as I know how to love, I know I'll stay alive.
Strap on your leather chaps and yell, Ride 'em Cowboy. The Brokeback Mountain soundtrack.
It's fun to stay at the YMCA. It's fun to stay at the YMCA. They have everything for young men to enjoy. You can hang out with all the boys.
Available at Sam's Goodies.
145. You know, years ago there was a song, I think it was Buck Owens, one of them country songs, called Hillbilly Heaven.
Yeah.
I dreamed I died and went to Hillbilly Heaven. Well, I'm thinking that's what the U.S. is now, ain't it? The USA, it's Hillbilly Heaven.
It's Hillbilly Hale, if you ask me.
Well, it's one of them things. And you're got to play a joint up there in North Carolina.
See, like I tried to explain, there ain't no one around. See, I don't go there for the people, but for the absence of them. There's
for the
no
ambiance,
one anywhere.
Or lack of.
You drive to town, and they're all a bunch of hat-tipping gentlemen. That's what they are.
Good. You can't complain about the people here because they ain't none.
That's right.
That's good. I like that. 974 votes. Are we going to make it or what?
Make what? Make bacon?
I sneeze.
Oh.
Wait a second. No, didn't happen. Don't you hate that?
I do. Sneezes interruptus. Ought to be illegal.
Oh, God, I hate that. 976. We need 24 and 14 minutes. That's less than 2 a minute. We better get to that 1,000 or I'm not coming back tomorrow. We'll put George back on. How about them hurricanes? All right, and the Chick-fil-A Church's Chicken Pizza Bowl, whatever the hell that was. 40-3, and 4 coaches get fired, did it? Who the hell are you people kidding over there, huh? You think they're fooling somebody? Donna Shillelagh and that whole bunch? What the hell's the guy's name? Tad Foote. Is that the guy or is it a different one? Who's the athletic director over there now, Josh?
At UM?
Yeah.
Paul D.
Oh, Paul D, that's right. Paul D as opposed to like Leroy P. 5670560. You ever see Leroy P?
No.
I did. Pound 560 in the Verizon Singular Wireless line. WQAM, hello.
Hold a second.
WQAM, hello.
It's uncanny. No matter what George says, it always comes out.
Good. All right, Gargler Jr., let's hear it. See, that I respect. That's a hell of a lot better than that same boring guy, because at least you know it's somebody different. Was that a gargle or was that like a gurgle?
No, that was a warbler.
And I think we ought to have like a new promotional campaign. Will the old man, forget about that CD, will the old man make it to his 30th anniversary on March 1st? Well, listen for Neil Rogers to die on the air. Wouldn't that be great?
Right, any minute
You
now.
can just see the billboards right now, and with like a tombstone on it. Yeah. WQAM, hello.
Hello.
WQAM, hello.
Hello.
QAM. Yes, sir.
I was listening to Neil.
Yeah.
And he said that all those miners died.
All except one, he said. 12 of them, yes.
Oh, you know, the Miami Herald said this morning that one died and 12 survived.
Yeah. So did all the other newspapers. And if you were listening to the show, you'd realize that's because they went to bed before the story of the truth came out. Now, they're saying that the company knew, not that I want to get into that story because I don't care about it, but you can't get away from it. 20 minutes after the initial false reports, they said that the company knew about it, but they didn't bother telling anybody about it for 3 hours. You think they were worried about how to cover their arse? It seemed to me during the whole time that was their number one priority, was worrying about covering their arse. Not that I really care, but like when even the comedy channels got it on, what are you going to do? You know?
Right.
When Showtime and the HBO and the Food Channel and the A&E and the E&A and couldn't get away from it.
Hey, MTV didn't have it on.
Still can't get away from it. Oh, yeah, they're singing them West Virginia coal mine songs. WQAM, hello.
Neil God.
Yes, sir.
Neil, I would love to be a fly in the wall right when you do the crossover to Mo Howard David, especially when you play those
The
great
crossover? I don't do a crossover.
On.
I do a crossover with Hank. I do not do a crossover with Mo Howard David. Did it.
Well, I know, but it's as usually when you finish up about 1:59, you've been playing these Mo bits, and I would just love to be in the studio to watch Mo's head spin around.
Yeah, I'd like to see that myself. Thanks a lot, Pally.
Love your show.
Maybe we can do a Mo, one of those little Mo dolls for the Marlin games this season. You want to think of maybe work on that, Josh?
Okay.
Yeah, with the revenue that we raise from selling them little Mo dolls, we can build that new stadium. Don't you think?
It's a lot of Mo dolls.
Get a lot of dough from those Mo dolls. Mo than you think. Don't forget, speaking of Mo, who's everybody's favorite topic of conversation, he'll be along at 2 o'clock. It's not just me. Everybody's obsessed. You hear about Mo to this, Mo, everybody, including that pizza thing. See, I'm not. I got that about eighth hand, that pizza story.
Well, I got it first hand.
Did you really?
Right from the horse's mouth.
Right from the horse's ass over there at Power 96. And not that he ain't no pizza burglar or nothing like that, but it was kind of most amusing to all of us.
Yes, it was.
WQAM, hello.
Yeah, you were talking about people dying on the air?
Yes.
I mean, we're watching Hyman's die in the air. We're watching Dick Clark die in the air.
Right.
We're watching
Why the hell should I be any different? That's right.
You're not going to be the first. You got the 2 grandpas that were dying on the air last night because they could have been in time.
Yeah.
You're not going to be the first. Hopefully we can see the old man after you die on the air before you.
That's what I'm hoping, Pally. That's why I'm breathing, taking one breath at a time. I just took my pressure one day. It was okay. In fact, we could have a segment every day, like about 11:30, Neil's blood pressure.
Sponsored by?
Yeah, and we can get a sponsor for it. Now you're talking. Sponsored by
right.
Pompano Park. Right. Sponsored by Dry Concepts. For $50,000 a day, let's get Neil's blood pressure on here. Seriously, if I ever say to you anything about that sales department, just tell me shut up.
All right.
I'm serious. If I let those people get to me, they're just killers, and it doesn't make any. Oh, and guess who inherited Brandy's? Brett.
Okay.
Good old Brett. What was the other one he inherited? Emerald Coast. See, these losers come in there, and right away, oh, well, we'll give them this one. How come Duff doesn't get a few good accounts, huh? A posh accounts that all he has to do is sit back and take the commission, huh?
I don't know.
These guys like Troy Stratford just sit back and suck up the commission. I bet you Duff could, well.
Just
WQAM, hello.
Yeah, steal. Now, see here. If I want to steal pizza, I'll steal pizza.
WQAM, hello.
Hey, Neil, why don't you tell us about the time you had that date with that girl in Michigan State and you got drunk?
Yeah, no thanks. WQAM, so why don't you tell us about it, even though he already heard it? It's cute.
Hello?
QM, yes.
Neil, Happy New Year.
And back to you. Feliz
Hey,
Año Nuevo.
Thank you. Neil, I know Monday was the official holiday for New Year's, and yesterday you were sick, but
right.
I think you didn't come in because you didn't want to face the fact that the Miami Dolphins beat your New England Patriots.
Oh, that was a real tough game. Yeah,
That's why.
Now because the Dolphins beat my team. Yeah, the Dolphins beat a forfeit. The Patriots shouldn't have risked any more injuries. They just said, okay, we'll forfeit the game. Didn't want to come in because the Dolphins beat my Patriots. How are the Dolphin playoffs hopes coming up, huh? How are they preparing for them playoffs?
They're training hard.
Huh?
They're training hard, is what I heard.
Yeah, they're training it. If ever there was a thrown game, man, I don't want to question Bill Belichick's integrity, but who would you rather play, Jacksonville or Pittsburgh, Josh? Who would you rather play in the first round?
Jacksonville.
Amen. Even Josh, who hates the Patriots like poison. Are you sick or something today? You don't sound good.
No, he was just stretching right there.
I was stretching there. Sorry about that.
You stretching it?
Yeah.
Oh, God, I don't want to hear about it. No, seriously, even Josh, who despises the Patriots, realizes that
I don't despise the Patriots.
They didn't even do a good job of going through the motions in that game.
I just don't want them to win the Super
Bowl. And I
Bowl
guarantee you that kid, that 8th-string quarterback, that 10-year-old quarterback, when they were going for the two-pointer to send the game into overtime, Belichick told him, if you complete this pass, don't expect to walk off this field alive, sweetheart. And he said, okay. Something like that. But then again, keep in mind, they wanted to win that game real bad.
This is Neil Rogers. This is 560 QAM.
Oh! Playoff, sir. Playoff this. Oh!
You know that old saying, don't count your chickens until they, whatever, until they lay an egg? 996, we need 4 votes in a minute on that poll to get to 1,000. You think we can do it?
We'll have to hold it over.
We'll have to run over a little bit. 996, I mean, that's weak is what that is. Weak. Neil Rogers is very entertaining, 382. A voice of reason, 222. A genius, 120. Right. A fat old fag, 107. A panic, 52. God, 41. Stale Mo, 37. Divisive, 13. The Antichrist, 8. Boring, 8. And a bigot, 6. 996. Are you refreshing it? And is it still mild?
It is still.
It's refreshing and it is mild. That would be really bad to go out of here on a 997. The votes are pouring in by the ones. 997. Are you refreshing it?
As often as it will.
Oh, my God. 997. What do you got?
997.
Oh, geez.
998.
999. 98. We're going to run over a few seconds here. That's the way it goes. Sorry, Mo. Going to run over maybe 5 seconds. That's okay. 1,000. How do you like that?
Bye, bye, bye.